Good morning. Good morning, everybody. How's it going? Welcome to Caliber Corner, episode number, I don't know, what are we at? 218, 219, something like that. 220, 220, 220, 221, whatever works. But anyway, guys, we got all kinds of fun stuff to talk about. We've been chatting for probably about a half hour. I really should just go live early so you can hear the pre-chat. But we usually keep that on lockdown until we get started. But good morning, everybody. It's good to see we got a nice big crowd out there. It's a blustery, cold, wintry January Nebraska morning out here in eastern Nebraska. So Squib, what we're enjoying, you get to enjoy the next 48 hours. So it's coming your way. You guys that live east of us.
Thanks, Travis. Thanks a lot.
No problem. I'm just giving you heads up so you're ready. Go get your bread and milk so you're ready to go so you can hunker down and survive like all the other people that shop at Target. So, so today we're going to talk about all kinds of different rifles and what's coming up and some SHOT Show possibilities. There's a lot of new firearms that have just been announced within the last 3 to 4 weeks. There's more. You're going to hear something basically daily for the next 7 days that's coming out, and that's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's cool that there's some variety coming out, and maybe we have something just slightly different this year that's coming out, because in years past it's just been a new color of this gun, or maybe some new grips, or now comes in Cerakote or whatever, it's engraved. But it looks like there's some decent new ideas that are coming out, which is cool. No phaser cannons yet. But before we get into that discussion, we're going to let the panel go ahead and introduce themselves. Oh, here we go. We got John joining in also. We got a little Sandhills Media with us today. So Squib, we're going to pick on you first because you're awake and I want to catch you before you start drinking coffee. So Squib, how's your morning going?
Cup 2, not too bad.
Cup 2, there you go.
Cup 2.
Get over to Squibload's channel, and I want you guys to watch his reviews.
No.
He does great coffee reviews.
No.
It's the Squibload channel, and
No.
dude, I don't know why you make awesome videos. You need to give yourself some credit. I watched 5 or 6 of them last night.
No. My videos have low production value. They've gotten better, but if you look at how long I've been on YouTube, and you look at somebody else, you'll see that they had low production value, and by the time they got to where I'm at, they were much higher production value. I'm just not putting that much into it.
So there's this guy that goes by the name of Hickok 45, and he's been using the same style of video for the last 15 years, and it seems to work for him. So, I don't think that you need to very much more formula.
He got lucky, and a lot of other people want to be him, but they're not going to have his luck. And you can see how desperate some people are in some of their videos. That's another reason why there's low production value. I'm just not desperate, guys.
All right.
Don't tune in. Don't.
But if you're desperate for good coffee reviews, head over to the Squibload channel.
Coffee computers and more. That's where the real coffee reviews, where he sniffs the beans. He talks about oil, and he uses terminology I don't understand yet.
There you go. That's right. Crema is very important when it comes to your cup of espresso. So look that one up, kids. All right. So anyway, Squib, thanks for being here this morning. I appreciate having you here. It's good to have you join in, and you keep drinking that coffee, and you'll be nice and lively by the end of the show. So
yes, I will.
Nice and lively right now. So yeah. All right. Also joining us from Nebraska, we've got Sandhills Media. Sandhills, what's going on this morning? How you doing, bud?
Oh, I'm out and about early in your town. I'm headed over to the Deer and Game Expo.
Yes, that's going on at the Lancaster Event Center. Is that what we call it these days? That's
Yep, just off 84th Street in Lincoln. So while I'm sitting here letting the butt heater warm up my butt while the car warms up, I thought I'd say hi, but I can't stay.
Oh, no, it's all good. I appreciate you jumping in, and you guys get over there. I'm going to try to make it out there today. Let them clear the roads off a little bit, and then I'll head out later on.
Are either of you doing any videos from there?
I'm just going to enjoy it. No, I'm going to go. I want to sit with John at the NFOA table and just take it all in and enjoy. I have filmed at it before. I have met vendors before, but I'm not going there for any kind of coverage. But it's a pretty big event, man. Sandals, do you know how many exhibitors are going to be there? Any idea?
No, but I know it's bigger than last year. So last year there was quite a bit of floor space that was left over for activities and things like that. I don't think there'll be quite as much this year, but I haven't seen in there yet. I didn't make it down till late last night, so I haven't been in there. But excuse me. Squib, I do plan on doing some videos. Some of it'll be on Facebook, some of it'll be over on YouTube, but it'll mostly be on the NFOA page. I don't know how much will be on my page, but we'll see. If I get super bored, which I don't look for today, but if that happens, I may be going out on both. But anybody that wants to see the Deer and Game Expo, look over on the Nebraska Firearms page.
Yeah, let's see. I'll go and post a link for that real quick. So it's the Nebraska, Deer and Game Expo. You're going to have everybody there. You're going to have, sometimes you have ATV suppliers show up, trailer companies, maybe some firearms companies might be there.
There's all kinds of
everything. Yeah.
Like deer supplement mineral stuff. There's outfitters there. There's taxidermists there. There's places where you can actually at least one booth, if not more, where you can go sign up for an African safari even. So there's all kinds of cool stuff. It's not just about deer and turkeys.
Yeah, no, it's a pretty cool. I went to it 3 years ago, and it was literally just the whole pavilion was packed. And actually got to talk to a couple knife companies that were there. It was really fun. You might get like Shields or Cabela's or Bass Pro Shops, signing up people for their credit cards, but they give away a lot of freebies and stuff too. So it's $10 to get in. So be prepared when you get there. I think you have to pay at the door. Parking, I believe, is free, but I'm not saying you just park outside. But it's going to be. It runs. It was yesterday, today, and it also runs tomorrow. Is that correct?
I believe so. Today is 9 to 7. Tomorrow, I want to say 10 to 4, maybe.
Yeah,
I'll have to double check.
Now, in one of the other pavilions, here's the best part about it. If you have a significant other, you can drop them off at the Women's Expo. Is that correct? That's also going on today.
So that's where you said you're going to be? You're not actually going to come see me, right?
No, I said we should have a table there so we can recruit a new demographic of firearm owners, John.
Divide and conquer. We'll send our best man over there.
Hey, what's not to love? I'm non-threatening. I'm a non-threatening teddy bear type. What can I say?
Travis doesn't volunteer for a lot of NFOA things, but when he heard there might be an NFOA table at the Women's Expo, he was all over it.
Oh, that's terrible. Oh my God.
What you do is you bring Travis over to your table to help sign up memberships and be like, and if you sign up for a membership right now, you can get an autographed picture of Travis P11, and they'll be going,
and a kiss.
Who? They'll be going, who?
Yeah. Yeah. No kisses because of COVID. We had to cut those out.
Oh, wait, no kisses.
Social distancing. Yeah.
Only fist bumps. You can get a fist bump from Travis P11.
Hey,
maybe a number if you're lucky.
Don't do that or the elbow thing. No.
God.
I do fist bumps anyway. I've been doing fist bumps long before COVID.
That's right, man. That's right. So anyway, guys, make sure you check out Sandhill's media channel. He's got a lot of great content over there, and he's got a wonderful little show that he does on Thursday nights called Get Off My Lawn. And he talks about everything, man. It's a lot of fun to watch it, and you learn quite a bit. And the NFOA, Nebraska Firearms Owners Association posts have been fantastic. Just so people know, NFOA is nonprofit, correct, Sandhills? It's not. There are no paid positions in NFOA, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, we're a nonprofit. If you want to be a member, NebraskaFirearms.org, and it's free to join. It'll always be free. We don't send out emails or letters all the time saying, hey, if you don't send us money, the sky's going to fall. We don't do that stuff. And the board and all the volunteers get paid out of that $0 membership dues. That's what we get. That's what we make on the deal. So please send those $0 in. We don't turn down money. If people want to donate, we absolutely need that. We just don't beg for it or try to shame people into sending it. So
yeah, I've never received any financial plea ever. In fact, I don't even know where to find your merch on the website because it's like you don't advertise. You don't because it's done in the spirit of the Second Amendment of trying to preserve freedom. That's what it's all about. So
we're a 501c4. We don't have a merch page because that would make money. So we did a campaign here a while ago where we had some clothing articles. If people donated, we would give them a T-shirt or a hat or whatever. And that was a good donation drive. Actually, if you donated to that and you're near Lincoln, you can pick your articles up at the show. Those should be there. Cool. I hope they're there today. If not, they will be tomorrow, but they better be there today. Was the plan. So
and the NFOA members and people, they're the ones that are there testifying against anti-gun bills at 1:30 in the afternoon on a Tuesday in our Capitol building when your average person can't get there.
Actually, it's this coming Thursday, January 20th. It will be 1:30 in the afternoon, literally, for the constitutional carry bill here in Nebraska this next week, Thursday afternoon. So if you didn't catch our online town hall Thursday night, then yes, Thursday, January 20th in Lincoln, in the Judiciary Committee, constitutional carry bill, the only bill that they're hearing all afternoon. So they should have time for us.
Yep. DJ Play Nice makes a good point. The Second Amendment was so important in Nebraska. They made it number one on the list of our state constitution.
Yeah, that was an amendment, but they finally did. Yes.
Yeah. Yep. All right, let's go ahead and continue with the intros. Single Shot, what's going on this morning? How you doing? Are you on the road? Are you home? What's your status, buddy?
No, I'm home. 8 below zero here this morning, sunshine.
We're at a balmy 11 right now, and we have snow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
No,
so what have you been up to these days, man? How are things going?
Things are going pretty good. Like I said, I just got home there last night, and things have been fairly busy this morning so far.
Yeah.
I got a few things planned. I don't know how far I'm going to get with them, but I've got a few things planned. I'm transferring a lot of videos over onto Rumble, Daywolf on Rumble.
Okay.
And that's being updated all the time. Just one thing, it's a little bit out of topic here, but it'll just take just a minute there. I got a notification from my brother this morning about a product recall for metformin, and it's from Viola Manufacturing, I believe it is. The dates on it is June this year to January next year, and there was 23 lots of metformin that had a impurity in it that's not good. So if anybody's a diabetic like myself, check your supplier, give them a notification about this, and hopefully everybody can protect themselves from that problem.
Cool.
So hope everybody's doing good this morning.
Oh yeah.
Just very windy and cold up here. I got to do a little bit of cleaning up in the yard. I'll get that done today. We've got a big storm coming in Monday, so they're talking about 8 to 12 inches. So that's
get it cleaned up so it can come snow again. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Get buried again.
Heck yeah, dude. All right. Well, it's good to have you here. And again, hopefully you enjoyed the conversation today. So it'll be good.
All righty.
All right. All right. Also, speaking of snow, also joining us, we got a little Alaskan ballistics. Alaskan, what's going on, buddy? How you doing?
Not much. Couldn't sleep, so I got up early, and you were on. So
that's right. That's why we're here, man. We were super early last week. Sometimes I have work I have to do on Saturdays, but today we're just at our normal time. What you been up to, man? You staying busy or what?
Oh yeah, I've been basically getting over sickness, but but yeah, staying busy. Lots of reloading over the Christmas break, so that was good.
Oh, heck yeah. Good.
Yeah, just having a fun time shooting guns in the snow.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I might be doing that tomorrow. We'll see how things go and go out there and have a good time. So, guys, get a chance, get over, subscribe to Alaskan Ballistics. You got great content. I consider you a master of the 10 millimeter. You are the person I would go to if I had questions about 10 millimeter, and also a lot of the calibers you shoot, man. You get a lot of great content on your channel. So you guys get over there and check it out. And hopefully this episode isn't too expensive for anybody, because we're going to be looking at new guns coming out here in 2022. All right, man. AWAG 1000. AWAG, what's cracking, buddy? How's it going?
I'm doing all right. Thanks for inviting me. It's always a pleasure.
Right, man. Good to have you here. What do you got coming up on the channel? You've been putting some new content up lately, and yeah.
Yeah, I just recently posted a video about just basically going over the different types of AR triggers between like 2-stage and single stage. I mean, it's kind of dry. It's kind of boring. It's not as exciting as my Magpul PRS light unboxing. I try to do unboxing videos. It's kind of like lighthearted, kind of silly. And most of my other content is somewhat slightly silly and more dry than normal. I'm trying to work on that, make sure that my videos come out exciting and not boring.
Enjoyable.
Yeah. I mean, I've gotten quite a bit more subscribers lately, which I'm actually really grateful for.
Cool.
I think I'm at 324. I need one more to do 325, and if we do 350, I don't know. I'll do something stupid.
Give away a rifle. AWAG. Give away a Supra. Give away a Toyota Supra.
I don't do giveaways.
No, I'm just messing with you. It's AWAG 1000. So you guys get over there and show AWAG some love and go subscribe over to his channel, and let's get him up past 325 today. Okay. Heck yeah.
Thanks.
Cool, man. Cool. All right. So it's good to have everybody here this morning. I've just got a bunch of preloaded tabs, and we're just going to kind of take a look at what's coming up in 2022. Now, you might have heard, some of the gun channels, they announce these guns about 3 to 4 weeks in advance of them, hitting the store shelves and stuff like that. So if you guys were curious about anything, or if you've seen anything new, just go and post it over in the chat. And we'll give a little shout out real quick to everybody watching on the YouTube side. We got M. Gabriel out there. Always the first person to check in, M. Gabriel. Metal Guy 852's in the house. He says LaRue makes the best 2-stage trigger for the money, IMO. I can't disagree with that. Warsaw Patriot, Mike, Gunmetal Guy USA, Minute Tupperware's in the house. Kingpin's out there promoting all of us today. SS Pawn's out there. Good morning, Stan. Hopefully your friend gets well soon. I know it's been a while that this person's been ill, and hopefully they do improve. We got Fluffy 10mm Jeep guy, DJ Plain Ice, also a fellow Nebraskan out there. We got the Russians hanging out with us today. Despodonia or something like that is what we should say to him. Let's see. Who else is joining in? Zinger's out there today. Mike's out there. I'm out there. Tambol Vlogs is out there. E-Rock's watching. Good to have you out there. Gunsnob's in the house. Good morning, sir. Sam of Anarchy 92. And I don't think we missed anybody. Let's see. AWAG 1000's out there. Tacos and French fries. Ozzy Orsborn's watching. William Trader's out there. Eduardo Espinosa's watching too. We have a lot of people. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Why don't we just go to the, what do you call it, the elephant in the room here. So, Squib, I know you're pretty excited to talk about this one. You said it kind of caught you off guard. I did change my thumbnail to what I had previously, so we're going to take a look at, this was just announced basically within the last, I want to say 24 to 48 hours on all the gun channels, the ones that have access to it. So we've got the Springfield Hellion. Now, AWAG, you said this is based off the what? The VHS Betamax.
It's what's known as a. It's
just kidding.
Yeah, it's what's known as the HS product VHS2. It is a military rifle, and these are just a semi-automatic version of that imported. So Springfield Armory is not making these.
No, they're just putting their stamp up here in the top, and they're going to put their roll mark on it. Essentially, they're calling it the Hellion, which is I saw this on the TFB video. You know, they make the Saint and they make the Hellion. I'm waiting for them to release like the Demon Ultra Boy or something. Maybe they'll come out with that
Leviathan or something.
Leviathan, the Flood. You know, the Noah. Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah.
If you know me on a personal basis, you will understand that I have an unhealthy hatred for Springfield Armory. I just don't like them at all. However, this is one Springfield product that I would consider buying new or used. I'm going to wait until they come out in the used market, but I would honestly consider buying one of these new.
Well, it has a military pedigree. It has a proven track record. It does, you know, it's been modified, I think, slightly for 922R compliance. You've got a Magpul handguard up on the front. It does have the little Magpul logo stamped in it when you look at it closely. It's got I'm assuming it's a Magpul pistol grip. Is that correct? Oh, no, BCM Gunfighter, Mod 3 grip. Okay. And, you know, it's been modified to meet 922R compliance. PMAG compatible, adjustable stock. So it's got some advantages over, you know, the AUG or maybe even the Tavor. This one, I think you can convert an AUG, but this one's fully ambidextrous with your safety and also your bolt catch release and your ejection. You can modify it to come out of the left side if you're a lefty. So it is cool that they offer the ambidextrous option. Also, you know, the bullpups, they're very compact. This has got a 16-inch barrel, but the gun overall is what, 27 inches long or something like that.
So these are known as the VHSKs, which are the 16-inch barrel version. They have a VHSD, which is a 20-inch barrel, but I guess Springfield is refusing to bring those over for some reason.
Well, I mean, I mean, to me, this just appeals more to somebody who might be considering maybe an SPR, or somebody who, you know, they want to be maybe stay competitive with like maybe Desert Tech or Steyr, or, you know, any of the other companies that make bullpups that import them. Tavor also, IWI. I don't know, guys, what's your take on it? What do you think? Is this something you consider picking up? Or, I mean, yes. It's cool. It's neat that I'm never going to say no to new guns coming out. Yeah, I personally wish it was maybe a different company offering it, but that's just my own opinion.
Yeah, that's my opinion too. So, but in all reality, when it comes to bullpups, I'm not really a fan that much, because all the bullpups that I've played with are all weighted really, really heavy in the back. And a lot of people get the misconception like, oh, it's balanced properly. No, it's not. It's back heavy. So if you have a properly balanced gun, you're not going to be straining your wrist to keep that back end up or the front end down or the front end up, you know, when you're holding it with just one hand.
Mm-hmm. Well, the adjustable stock is going to help. The cheek riser is going to help. But yeah, when you've got a 30-round mag back there, and you've got that entire fire control group back there, maybe that 16-inch barrel and that rail on the top might start to balance things out. But it looks like it's got a lot of polymer in the construction. So it may not, it may be a little rear heavy because your majority of your metal components, your bulk carrier group, the bulk of your fire control group is going to be in the rear, your magazine ejection port. I know on TFB TV, he complained a little bit. I think the bolt release or the bolt, I don't remember if it was the disassembly.
That's the bolt release. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to just push that little tab forward.
Okay.
And it releases the bolt. It's a little strange. I kind of wish that they would put like a bolt release, kind of like how the MDR is, the Desert Tech MDR, how it has a bolt release like right up on the trigger guard.
Okay. Like towards the front, you push the button, it releases it. Yeah,
everything's all.
That would make more sense to me. Yeah. Or maybe make this so that you squeeze it instead of press it. So maybe if you just have to pull back with your index finger. Oh, I think you press it forward to make the bolt go forward to release the bolt.
Yeah, okay. So there's if you look at the image, I don't know if I can screen capture here.
Here it is.
Yeah. Okay. So that little thing on the back, that little tail. That is what you push forward to.
Okay.
Yeah, you push that towards the muzzle of the gun, and it will drop the bolt.
Okay.
So it looks like if you had a big enough hand, you could do that while still holding on to the magazine you just inserted.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can push your thumb from the back or rotate your hand back towards it and push it in.
Yeah. Honestly, I would consider probably looking at personally speaking, I would consider designing like an extended bolt release for that, because it looks a little small, and if you're wearing gloves or something, especially in colder climates, it looks like it wouldn't be big enough.
Looks like it just has like maybe a roll pin right here, so maybe somebody will come out with an aftermarket release for it. If there's a market for it, if there's any kind of demand, somebody's going to make the part, even if they know it's going to be kind of a niche thing just to make the sale. So I think that you could definitely be looking at somebody, because if it's just a pin right here and that's it, and it is user accessible, then I think that definitely it's something that could be addressed.
Yeah, and I must reiterate too, because I see the metal guys comment there. Springfield Armory is not making these. These are not manufactured by Springfield Armory. They're manufactured by a Croatian company called HS Product.
Okay.
And
they make
before it became the Springfield XD.
Yeah, I was gonna say they also manufacture the XD line, right? And then Springfield finishes them up in house and then sells them as the XD series. Yeah. And again, MSRP on this is almost $2,000. I don't know what to say. I mean, I can't talk because I've spent over $1,500 on an AR before, so I'm not gonna. I mean, an AUG is $1,600, right? Is that what they run for Steyr? A Tavor is probably anywhere between 15 and 18, depending on how you option it out. So they're not crazy on their price. They're within what other companies are charging. And again, this one has a battle-proven pedigree. But
how much is it?
1997 MSRP.
Yeah,
forget it.
That's why I'm waiting for them to come into the used market.
No, forget it. All right, thanks for talking me out of it, because that's what I needed. Appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome, bud.
1999. 1999 is the price.
Honestly, I foresee them hitting shelves at like 17 and some change.
They're going to come in. They're going to have to be competitive with Steyr and Tavor if they want to compete. So I'm just going to say right now. So
my biggest question is, how's the trigger on it? That tends to be the.
It's bull puppy. It's awful.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say, the guy in the TFB video said it was kind of mushy, but not as bad.
They're getting paid to do those reviews. It's probably really crappy.
He complains about it though too. He doesn't totally, and he talks about it malfunctioning. He talks about it starting to rust after they dunk it in brackish water down in the bayou. I mean, if they're paid or not, at least you know some of the pros and cons of the gun, but So anyway, that's the Hellion out there. Yeah, and again, it is a Croatian import, so
it's cool, but like Scrib said, it's nah. Thanks for talking me out of it.
So here's the thing: when I saw it, the first thing I saw was, ooh, it looks like a FAMAS, and then I found out that this was a military rifle that the French, that Armateur, used in its trials for the replacement for the FAMAS. It came in number 2, and that kind of interested me as kind of a milsurp kind of guy. And this is as close as I'm going to get to a trials rifle or a FAMAS. They only imported 100 semi-auto FAMASs into the country. I'm sure they're uber expensive if you can even find somebody who wants to sell it. And good luck getting parts. And as far as getting a full auto, I haven't looked into that. I really don't feel like spending that sort of money. I could if I really wanted it, but I really don't want it that bad. If I really don't want to spend $1,900 on this, I definitely really don't want to spend the money to get a full auto that I'm barely going to use.
Squid, would you buy a Steyr AUG for 16?
I'm not even interested in the AUG, even though it's the Australian Army's standard battle rifle, and then that goes into the whole milsurp thing. This is as close as I'm going to get to a gun I've actually, handled myself when I trained with Armateur back in the 90s. So, I liked a lot of the features. I really do, just looking at it. But it's made in Croatia, which there's nothing wrong with stuff made in Croatia. They do a real good job with their metal work. They make good ammo and stuff like that. But you're talking about, Chinese labor costs. Okay. They're buying these guns for like $1. All right. I'm exaggerating some, but the markup is crazy. And you could say, oh, they got to pay this tax and it costs money.
Well, they would have had to, to 922R, they probably had to work with Magpul. There was probably some R&D costs there. I'm not gonna make excuses. There are costs to get a gun here, to get it approved to.
Yeah, but you're talking about you're getting shipping containers full of these things en masse, on bulk. This is like the whole shipping conversation we had off air. As far as working these sorts of things out en masse, this is not. As somebody in manufacturing, I can tell you, even sourcing parts and throwing some American stuff on it at your location in America and then putting it in a box and sending it to the distributor, this is a major markup for what it is. And I'm not saying it's not a well-built gun or anything else like that. Just looking at some of the features, this is obviously, but the R&D is paid for, right? This isn't like they had to invent this thing. They're already making these for the military. They've sold them to different militaries around the world. They've been making these for a long time. I'm telling you, it doesn't cost them crap to make this. And the markup is way high. Now you can go, well, they're a company. They can mark it up whatever they want. If you look at some car parts, what you buy, you go to the dealer to buy that replacement part for your car. What we pay for it on the assembly line is like 1,000 times less. It's crazy stupid. Your $400 part costs us $19. Seriously. Yeah. So I get that. But because I'm in industry and I get that, I don't know. If you really want to be competitive, undercut the competition, but still offer a quality product. And I would like to have a bullpup, but I'm not about to spend this sort of money for one. I'm not saying I would never buy a $1,900 firearm if it was the right thing. This is not enough. And definitely because it's Springfield and you can go, it's made in Croatia. It doesn't matter. They're importing it. If I buy it, I'm supporting them. If I'm going to cross that threshold there of compromising what I practicing what I preach, it's going to have to be something where I'm really intrigued. I really want it. And the price is right. Not to mention, okay, let's just say they offered it for a really good price. And everybody runs out there and buys it. And it's like, this thing is on back order for 6 months. That's another thing they do with these new releases. They'll talk about them. They'll push them. They'll have everybody filming their videos with them before they really have a supply of these in the country, or before they've really tooled up for it. They've only got prototypes and stuff. We may not actually see these things hit the shelf en masse for a long time. And that's another thing. I can't have the stuff in your warehouse ready to roll it out and fill every gun store with this thing before you release it, the information to the public. But that's not the way this industry works. And I don't like that sort of thing. So I kind of wanted to be turned off from buying this because I didn't want to support Springfield. But I have nothing against stuff made in Croatia. I am really kind of interested in this sort of thing. And at some point I would like to have a bullpup, but just not for these stupid prices. No.
So I see a slight little issue, and don't get me wrong, this is a little tiny issue with, having a stockpile of them before like announcing it or something like that. The only thing is when you have an industry that's like mass producing things, if you have something that's in, we're not announcing it yet, so it's not publicly known information. Those people making those things, there could be a couple hundred people making those things. There's bound to be one person that won't keep their mouth shut about it. And then everybody will know about it. And then, like I said, you're not going to hide.
No, you're not going to hide that. Okay. The new electric Silverado is coming out. They made announcements for months and weeks before they sent out the official announcement, right? And if anything's going to keep it from hitting the showroom floors, it's going to be, that stupid chip issue, which we sort of got resolved. But once it hits the showroom floors, if you can't get one, it's because everybody's running out to buy one. But they've got everything tooled up, and they're shipping them to the dealers. But and they're not going, oh yeah, coming out tomorrow, and then 6 months later, yeah, we're still not making them, we're still not importing, we're still not. And I know I'm comparing the auto industry to other industries, but industry is industry. I'm not saying you've got to have 1 million of these in a warehouse, but and if you're worried about it getting leaked, I'm sure that there were people that knew about this stuff 6 months ago. If it's that important that you can't say we're releasing a new bullpup, then you got other issues with your company. You really do.
That's fair.
All right, let's go ahead and check out the next item that I have lined up here. I'm going to kind of just scroll down this one a little bit here. Just minor announcements. We got Ruger Wranglers are going to come out with the Bird's Head grip. I think they're going to be basically the same price. They're around $200, I think, when they're brand new. We're going to talk about the Taurus TX22 because they've got another version of that coming out that's expanding off of this optics ready version that came out last year. We did talk about this last week. I think I would say we broke the news on it, but 30 super carry. I know, Squib, you're going to invest heavily in 30 super carry. That's going to be the your caliber of choice for
another
2022.
meme round.
Again, for those of you,
capacity because I don't.
Let's get it out there. Let's talk about what it is. So it's more powerful than the 380. Offers some ballistic advantages over 9. Doesn't expand as wide, but offers more capacity than 9mm in the same size magazine as 9mm. So you get a few extra rounds. Smith & Wesson's making. Smith & Wesson, I believe, is going to make an EZ model for it if it isn't already out. They're going to make an EZ 30 super carry. Then also there's an M&P that's out, if I'm not mistaken, in 30 super carry, and Wilson Combat has a gun in 30 super carry. I wouldn't be surprised if most of your major manufacturers have a model that's compatible with it. A couple months from now, Ruger will probably announce an LCP in 30 super carry. So that's just it is what it is. If you want more capacity with a fairly potent round, and well, like you guys said, I trust that 380 is not going anywhere anytime soon. I think it's people are so vested in that caliber. I don't see 380 disappearing. There's always going to be somebody that needs a box of 380. Some people have that as their carry gun. That's all they have. Military wise, I just think 380 is not going to go anywhere anytime soon.
They're gonna come out with a new model. It's going to be the 30 super duper carry, and then it's just literally going to be a product improved 7.62 by 25 Tokarev.
30 super carry Magnum. It's just going to be basically a plus P9.
30 super carry PRC.
PRC, SPC, 30 super carry Valkyrie. It's designed for long range engagements in a close combat handgun. I have you can get a dartboard of terms and just throw it at the board and come up with the craziest combinations. Yeah.
Scott 79 says 7.62 Tokarev is a better round. I agree.
I agree.
Yeah,
and you can get that Spear? No, Spear or Cellular and Below. Somebody makes a defensive
Cellular and Below
grade.
and TPU make it. Winchester makes it.
Yeah,
I know an actual self-defense round. That's not going to overpenetrate. PPU makes a self-defense version of it. Yeah. I might even I don't have that round, but that'd be a really hard one to find right now.
Here's the thing. I don't care if you run out and buy this and look at me, I got the newest, latest, greatest, that's wonderful. Or if you're there going, man, I need capacity because I can't hit the broadside of a barn. I gotta have this or whatever it is, right? My thing is that they do this all the time and it irritates the crap out of me. There's already a gazillion calibers out there. And some people like to kind of sell off their stuff and just bring it down to just a couple calibers for cost and stuff. I get that. And other people just go, screw it, I'm going to have every caliber out there. I'm one of those guys. So I'm not against new calibers. I'm not against having a lot of different calibers. They all do different jobs and they can all, serve a different purpose and all this other stuff. I'm not interested in this. Like I'm not interested in a lot of other stuff because you're telling me that the main reason you've got this is it's got a little bit more kick than the 380, a little bit less than a 9mm, or it's almost the same as a 9mm, and you can stuff more cartridges in your mag. Okay, but what's really going to interest me?
All right.
Last week I talked about me going to the 450 Bushmaster for deer hunting next season, and that's my plan, right? The reason I'm doing it is because of some stupid, ridiculous state law. That's why I'm doing it. That's the same reason I hunt with a 44 Magnum, a stupid, ridiculous state law. I wouldn't have even considered a 450 Bushmaster, and I would have never got that lever action rifle if it weren't for that stupid law. I would just use something I already have. I'm not trying to tell people how to spend their money. Go out and buy this. Buy 10 of them. I don't care. but it doesn't excite me. Like it's just all it's the new thing, man. And it's just like, no, man, it's just another.
You get 20% more though when you
whatever.
You're guaranteed to get 20% more 100% of the time.
You know, all right. You know, have your 12 rounds, have your 9mm, performance out of a 380 and all that. I'll take a single stack 1911 any day.
All right, I don't want to be rude, but why are we still talking about this? Move on.
It's just we got to vent. I'm fine with it. I don't really care personally. If I was to buy something, if I was to buy between the 380 or this, if there was a certain platform or gun I wanted and I couldn't get it in 9, I would probably buy the 30 Super Carry because of the ballistic advantages. Yeah, I'm saying that right now, but I'm just saying
I'll and you're like, you want to shoot it? I'll shoot it. I'll try it out, whatever. This and so many other things have just been a meh.
Yeah.
So my biggest concern is with it is, when you look at the original FBI testing protocol, they really want 18 inches in ballistic shell, and that translates to about 12 inches in the human body. That's the way they did it, and that has gotten misconstrued over the years to be 12 to 18 inches in ballistics gel, and so they're still saying it's 15 inches, so it's still underperforming in ballistics gel, in my opinion. And you're not going to get, ballistics gel is not the different densities of a human being. So you're not going to get the penetration. 15 inches is not going to get you the 12 to 13 inches you need inside a human being. And so that's that's kind of my thing about it. And that's bare ballistics gel too. So you really want to see 18 to 21 inches and expansion in a ballistics gel. So I would really appreciate it if they concentrate on 9mm or 40 or 45 or better yet 10mm to get that expansion. And give me a bullet that gives me that 21 inches of penetration, but also expands. That's
with
what
an
I would
existing caliber.
Put that in there. Yeah, give me a bullet. It's already made 9mm. Give me something that does that. And there are bullets that get really close, like the XTP, or using something that doesn't expand but has the flutes, like the Lehigh Extreme.
Yeah, Lehigh Defense. I was thinking of that. Yeah.
So
I use both of those for. I use both of those, Alaska and ballistics. I use both of those for deer hunting, the Extreme Penetrator and the XTP, and they work great. For self-defense, they're going to do the same job. And that the more innovation they come out with existing stuff, the more options they give us. As a consumer, I'm more interested in that. Mena Tupperware made a comment out there, and I'm glad he did because I'm so caffeinated right now. My thoughts are all over the place, as you can tell. Why don't they work on getting ammunition on the shelves and getting it back to normal prices before they release a new caliber? Just saying.
Because they can make more money off that new caliber right now.
Yeah, marketing, man.
Man, $40 a box of hollow points. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So another big announcement for those of you who care, Streebog is now Glock compatible. So AY, you can finally go get your Streebog or Strybog.
No thanks. I'll buy B&T before I buy one of those.
Okay, well, I'm just saying it's Glock compatible now. It's Glock Man compatible, so if you guys are interested, you can go that route. I got a PSA AKV, and I'm happy it takes the CZ Scorpion compatible pattern of magazines for $17 a pop, 35-round mags. I mean, this is cool. I like the looks of it and everything, but just so you know, guys, I don't know if they're gonna I don't think they're gonna cancel the previous pattern that it was compatible with or not. But anyway, that's all I have from this particular website. Okay, now the next one that I want to go on to, because AWAG is hungry for gun knowledge this morning, right? This one does have my interest, but this is another one where Squib, it's kind of like what you're saying. I'm trying to find one. These are showing up on the channels, and I can't find one. It's the Browning high power clone that's being imported by EAA, the Hirsan MCP 35. The only thing that kind of bugs me, and I don't want to rip on the gun channels, but I love Honest Outlaw reviews, and I think he called it the $400, Browning high power. I'm seeing them for $5, and that's the lowest I can find them. Sometimes on gun channels, I think they kind of underestimate the price on these things, and it's not a gun broker thing. Like I'm finding the ones that I've found are $500, so it's still cheaper than a regular high power, which is going to be double or triple that price, and cheaper than the Springfield version of the Browning high power. But this seems promising. I watched the range test on it over on the Honest Outlaws channel, and it looks good. Don't let the 3 stars fool you. This absolutely drives me nuts. You're like, oh my God. So somebody who doesn't read the reviews, you're going to think to yourself, man, this thing is absolute trash. 3 out of 5. No, 1 star. The guy says, does this handgun have a magazine disconnect like the original? Correct. It features a magazine disconnect. Great. Now he put a 1-star review just to get a response from the admin about something he probably could have looked at over on the Gearson website the first time.
That's scummy. I'm sorry.
It is. That's trash. So
the magazine disconnect hate is just ridiculous. 1, you can remove it if you want to do that. If you want to vandalize your gun. 2, there's a reason it's there. So many people have got all this safety stuff. If you know how to use it, what's the problem? When you get a car, do you cut the seatbelt out?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, geez.
I plug it in and then I slash it. So that
I might accidentally hit the magazine release. Okay, then you got a bigger problem than a disconnect safety. Also, that's one of the reasons I don't hold a gun the way the rest of you guys do. I don't have that issue because I do it old-timey, and old-timey doesn't accidentally hit the magazine release. The way that they've been teaching people to hold guns for decades, apparently I've heard some people say that creates an issue on some guns with that. I'm kind of glad you brought this up because I'm not, once again, about to support Springfield with that high power clone. But if this is running $500, I'm kind of interested to see what used the probably the cheapest high power clone you're going to get is one of the Hungarian ones.
Well, there's another Turkish importer that did them. I can't remember the name of it. Yankee Marshall featured one. I did a little presentation of one at SS Pond a couple years ago, and they were around $525, I think. And it had a cool like brushed satin finish, really nice looking. I don't think it was made by Gearson. I think it was made by a different company. T-Sauce, I think, makes a version of this also. It's like maybe a T-Sauce Regent series that you can get. I don't even know if it's in production anymore. But yeah, I mean, they're saying on some of the videos on YouTube, it's going to be $400. Well, maybe they will get down to that point because Gearson pistols are relatively inexpensive for what you get. I mean, a lot of them are clones or copies. One thing to remember about this, as I'm looking at maybe picking up a clone of a Beretta 92, a Gearson, and externally it looks like the 92. Looks very similar pattern, but internally there's a lot of parts that you cannot install from Beretta in that gun. A lot of springs, some levers. There's some internal parts that don't match up 100%. So if you buy this thinking you're going to put the high power trigger in there or whatever, it may not be compatible. Yeah, but I'm guessing this is probably a pretty close clone because it is a high power. It's a very simple design. So it's going to have some pros and cons to it. But yeah, I agree. At $400, I would totally buy one. It looks like a smooth shooter. 15 plus 1.
So that's kind of a detraction for me if it can't use interchangeable parts, existing parts. I was going to ask, if existing mags work or if it's proprietary. I
would guess that's probably going to be the same because you think the grip would be one of those places where what I've seen internally on some of the Gearson versus Beretta comparisons, people have broken them down to said, what can you actually swap out if you want to put different parts in your Gearson? It's the trigger, the fire control group. Some of the internal parts are not the same. Springs, little things like that. There's even barrels not compatible with the Gearson. Some of their models of their 92 Beretta clones with Beretta barrels because, somebody wants to put an aftermarket barrel in. You're going to probably more likely find the Beretta barrel versus a Gearson barrel because nobody makes the Gearson barrel, right? Like a replacement or aftermarket threaded, whatnot. So that's something you can run into if you really care about that. I mean, that's going to probably be 99% of people that buy this are not going to modify it. Maybe grip panels, that maybe sights, and that's going to be about it. At $400, it's got my interest for an all metal gun. Yeah.
For those who've never shot a high power, you either like it or you don't. Seriously, I've seen people that just, this is a really good gun, and other people like, no, this sucks. But the thing about the high power is it in my opinion, it really is a good gun. The first one I shot was a Browning, and I just I've got to get one of these things. The Hungarian military surplus ones that came in, as far as I know, all that, FEG, those have dried up as far as I know. But if you find one used, that's probably going to be your cheapest high power clone that you can get. Least expensive, I should say, not cheap, because they're not poorly built. But you're talking about a used Milsurp gun. This is brand new. I would just wonder about as far as any support, as far as repairs, how they handle any sort of customer service warranty. Can you get parts? There's a few other things to be, not that high powers just break down all the time, but if you're thinking long term, if you're just going to get this and you don't care about that stuff, I guess it doesn't matter. If you want to get into it, and Browning stopped making them. And they were expensive to begin with. So if you want to get a Browning one, or you want to get an older one, you want to get like an Ingalls or something else like that, you're gonna pay a premium for them. I mean, Nighthawk Customs was rebuilding them and souping them up. I mean, there are some things you can do to these. Think of it as, if you like the 1911 in 9mm, this is better. This is more 1911-ish to me, but it's in a 9mm, so you get that. See, there's a misnomer. High power was mistranslated. High capacity is what it was, because in 1935 nobody had a 13-round gun, or hardly anybody had a 13-round gun, and that's the standard for this. Back then it was, double stacks weren't common and things like that. So there's a lot of history behind this. There's a lot more to it than just saying I've got the gun that Axel Foley carried or something, but you're pretty much going to have to go with imports if you want to get a new one. I definitely don't want to give my money to Springfield, but I'd be kind of interested to try this out. I don't know if I'd get it. I mean, I've already got one, but high power. If you've never shot one and you have the opportunity, I recommend you do, and then you'll know if you like it or not.
One thing you're talking about, the repairs. So it says they don't give you a time limit on this one. So maybe it's a lifetime ownership, but it says if the gun is owned by the original owner, then the original owner should send the gun back to EAA and they've got their service department in Florida. So it's not going to have to go to Turkey. EAA, European American Arms, is a huge company. They make the Witness series of guns. They import the Tag Foglios. So, they've got the places where you can send it here to get it fixed. Now, here's what it says. If the gun is a used handgun and the owner's not the original owner, then the factory warranty is no longer valid. So if you buy one used and it breaks the spring and you don't know how to fix it, or you have a malfunction or a failure of some type that causes the gun to no longer work, they'll fix it for you, but they're going to charge you a fee for it. So you don't get a transferable warranty. If you happen to see one in the case and maybe somebody bought it, didn't like it, they're selling it for like $375 or $425. You're like, ooh, it's only had one owner. Well, you might be buying it without a warranty, and there may be a reason why they've traded it in. That's one thing you got to watch out for. Maybe it had some failure to feed issues, or maybe it had some whatever. You never know what's going to happen when you buy a used gun. So it's always a good idea just to make sure. But even a lot of people don't realize, and you can fact check me on this, Glocks only have a 5-year warranty. And I mean, I've never had problems with a Glock at all, and I've owned several, but that's another thing too. I'm assuming they're transferable to another owner. If you ever have an issue, I've never had to send a Glock in for repair, but you don't always get the lifetime warranty on every single gun that you buy. So let's go back to the comments real quick here. Oh, there's single shot sitting there. I'm sorry, buddy. Let's see. Kingpin says CZ Life. I haven't heard any announcements for CZ at all. Have you guys heard anything new coming out? They got don't they have like a bolt action kind of hybrid rifle coming out soon, like a compact rifle that they were showing off?
I don't know, but one thing that did pop into mind. Can we talk about the SIG? The new SIG rifle that is like.
I didn't bring it up because I don't know what's it called again? It's the SIG SG SX or something like that. What's
Crumb? I was just looking at it too.
It's the here we go. The next generation squad weapon.
Yes.
The NGSW. Mm-hmm. Is that what you want to talk about? Is that it?
I believe so.
So what do you know about it?
Let me look this up.
Okay. It's basically military right now. Do they plan on coming out with a semi-auto civilian version?
They
can't imagine.
I'm pretty sure that they would make. Apparently Sig Sauer is not going to be in SHOT Show 2022, which is
they announced that a while ago. Here I'll go ahead and just share the tab so people can see what it looks like if they're watching. So, all right. Here is what AWAG is talking about, if I'm not mistaken. The NGSW, next generation squad weapon. What's it supposed to be chambered in? Oh,
this is supposed to be 6.8 by 51. That's the new military designation, and it's also 277 Fury. Yeah. So this whole kit and caboodle is like a $9,000 gun. It's completely stupid. But it's a pretty neat rifle.
Sure, it's going to work. I think it's going to give us a tactical advantage over our enemies. I mean, I'm all for it. If it's going to save American lives, then the cost, shouldn't matter. But for the average consumer, you're looking at something where you're going to spend a pretty penny to get one.
Yeah, so this is a completely modular weapon, kind of like how HK wanted to do their whole G3 series. They have the G3 like light machine gun, and then they have the the HKG3 rifle itself, but this takes it another step forward in the fact that you could literally just swap like uppers and just turn it into literally a belt-fed machine gun, and it's pretty freaking cool.
Yeah, the round looks pretty cool. What's that? Go ahead. It's a little low, but we can hear you okay.
All right, so
close that tab out.
Got some problems this morning.
No, it's okay, man. It's okay. If I don't let you in early, it's just because I'm looking at another tab. I'm not looking back at this one.
That's no problem.
Men of Tupperware says, what site were you looking at for that Taurus TX22 earlier? Oh, Men of Tupperware, if you just type in new firearms coming out in 2022, it's one of the first 5 links that pops up. We're going to get to that new Taurus TX22 in a little bit. It's not a heavy modification from the next gen TX22 competition model, but we'll look at it here in just a little bit. So,
on the civilian market, it's going to be known as the Spear, the MCX Spear.
Okay. It's good. What's it going to be chambered in? That's 6.8, or is it going to be chambered in the 277 Sig Fury, or both?
Yeah, it's going to be 277 Sig Fury.
Is that the bullet that's got the hybrid case with it? It's like a composite.
It's supposed to be like ultra high pressure, ultra velocity, laser beam kind of deal.
They're supposed to get 3,000 feet per second from that 14-inch barrel.
Yeah, it's a 13. Yeah, it's a 13-inch barrel.
Yeah,
it's pretty. Yeah. Let's see. Ozzy Osborne says, I've only got one 1911, a Rock Island 10 millimeter. I love the gun, and I'm a new fan of 10 millimeter. Underwood is a great full power round. So, Alaskan, I'm going to drop this next one on you because this is one that's kind of right up your alley. The Smith & Wesson M&P 10 millimeter. Have you been checking those out? Have you had a chance to shoot one yet? Or
I've had a chance to hold one in my hands at the store, but I haven't had a chance to shoot it. It just feels a little chintzy to me, little cheap. Now that's coming from a Glock fanboy. I know. But I own a Smith & Wesson 2.09 millimeter, and I had issues with it, and I had to send it back. I mean, it had the trigger fail to reset when you're firing rapidly. So I'm a little cautious on these. So far, the reviews are that if you put in cheap full metal jackets, it runs fine. But if you put in full power 10 millimeter stuff that has more than a 40 Smith & Wesson powder charge in it, it's iffy on whether or not it runs. And then that includes full metal jackets like the SIG. The SIG is getting 620 foot-pounds of energy or 1,250 feet per second or something. That's actual 10 millimeter velocities. And a lot of the Buffalo Bore and the Underwood has a lot of people have said they aren't running it very well yet. So until they get that taken care of, I'm not gonna see this as something I'm gonna purchase. I've been thinking about it because I own the Glock 29 and I own the Glock 40, the long barrel and the short barrel. So I've been thinking about this for my medium gun instead of a Glock 20, just to have something different.
A little bit smaller too. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just not going to that just yet. And I definitely think the 4.6-inch barrel or the one you got here with the threaded barrel, it's going to be a little longer. 10 millimeter really thrives in a 5.5, 6-inch barrel. That's where it really needs to be at.
Alaskan, I'm glad that you talked about that with the self-defense and hunting rounds, because I'm sure New York Outcast is out there yelling at his screen going, my M&P will take anything I put in it. They're not perfect guns. I'd like to ask you, though, having handled both, does it have the same crappy grip angle as a Glock?
Oh, no. Like all the features wise, it's a better gun than a Glock. The interchangeable back straps are there. It's actually a smaller grip than a Glock by a considerable amount. And I have small hands. I can barely grip my Glock 40. And, so features wise, I think it's a better gun than a Glock. As far as the trigger is extremely nice. So it just depends. It's, but if it's not 100% reliable with heavy ammo, then what's the point of having a 10 millimeter?
Yeah. I would consider getting into an M&P in the 10 millimeter, especially with some of these. I mean, look, it's got front and rear serrations and some other things that I kind of like. What's this? What's the MSRP on this?
$650.
Yeah, you see them in stores for $599-ish is what I've seen.
$665. Well, it depends on which. There's 4 or 5 different versions of it with different barrel lengths you can go with. This is probably the most expensive one. This has got the 4.6-inch barrel on this one. 15+1 capacity. You think it's just a little too, running that higher power cartridge through it? It just overwhelms the chassis? Is that the problem? It's more than what this thing can do?
I don't know yet. I don't want to make any guesses. I mean, the M&Ps are built with the stainless steel guide rod, so it's not like it's flexing the guide rod too much.
Is that the issue? Yeah.
So
maybe it just doesn't. I don't know. Maybe it's just the shock and it's just too much for it to cycle properly for whatever reason.
Generally, what's happening is the round is getting stuck going into the chamber, and that's generally a timing issue. So the magazine spring is either not heavy enough, or the main recoil spring is too heavy for and causing the slide to cycle faster than what the magazine spring can get it up at. Okay. So I would definitely say that it's a timing issue with the heavy rounds. And, I've experienced the same thing when I converted my Glock 21 to 45 Super, for example. I had to do a lot of playing around with the timing to get with magazine springs and different weights of mainsprings. So I think you could probably fix it if you could find like rolling magazine springs for it. You might only get 14 in the mag that way, but
it's going to run. That's all that matters. It's going to be more reliable.
Got to run. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So far, but there might be people out there that have shot them and they're running real well, but it's kind of like anything SIG or Smith & Wesson. I wait until the second generation comes out myself. So
okay.
Do you predict that there'll be a recall on some of the early production guns?
Possibly. I predict that most people are just going to send it in and say it's not feeding heavy 10mm rounds, and I predict that Smith is going to check the gun, send it back with a note that says it functions fine. So that's generally what happens for a while. So
okay. Hey, also joining us, guys, we've got Defense Dad in the house. Defense Dad, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Oh, sorry I'm late, man. Overslept.
Don't worry about it. Hey, I can always offer you a wake-up call if you need one. We can always call you at 5:30 when I wake up in the morning and give you adequate time to get yourself ready and get that wonderful root beard, ready to go for the day. Get that mane taken care of. So,
sure.
Defense, I could ask you real quick. We've talked about, if you know the Gearson high power clone, the M&P 10mm. The Streebog now takes Glock mag, so you can finally go buy one. What are you looking at this year? Are there any guns that have your interest at all that are coming out that you've seen videos on? You're going to put a down payment on the Springfield Hellion, right?
Not the Hellion, no.
No? Okay. No, I'm just messing with you. All right. Yeah, so what's up?
I am pretty interested in that new M&P, the CSX.
Yeah, we got that coming up next.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
We're going to go to that one here in just a moment. We just got to talking about the 10mm and some of the experiences that Alaskan says that he's seen running, heavier ammo or more of your defensive grade ammo, maybe not cycling properly, which you can't have that. I'm sorry. If you're going to invest in that platform and you want that as a defense weapon, it's got to run.
Yeah.
And I understand you can't make every gun run every single type of ammo, but it should run good commercial grade whatever Sammy spec ammo. It should run it if the gun's made to proper spec.
Right.
There's no excuse for it unless it's a bad case or something's out of whack from the ammo. But if multiple brands are having that problem, then you've got a gun issue.
Right.
So that's something that And New York Outcast says,
I am interested in that Gearson, that high power clone. Just for a $400 clone, it's interesting.
So, okay, again, $400 clone. I saw that on the Honest Outlaws video, and I'm not ripping on him, but I don't know if we're going to find one for $400. It's going to be, they're showing MSRP over $500, and I've seen a couple listed at $5. But that one Mr. Gun's gun store in his video, that's like the only place where apparently you can find one. Because I've scoured Gunbroker for a couple of weeks now, because that gun was announced, I think, about 4 weeks ago. The Gearson, I think we talked about it maybe earlier, and I haven't been able to find one for sale. Everybody and their dog's going to want one, especially people that don't want to spend the $600 or $700 on the Springfield. They're going to want to go with this instead. So it's hard telling, if we're really going to find one anytime soon, but I'm sure they'll start popping up. But Defense, a quick heads up on that Gearson, the warranty doesn't cover it for the second owner. So if you find a used one, you and I are big on buying used guns sometimes.
Right.
You're not going to get a transferable warranty. So if you see a used one, I just hope they didn't trade it in because it's got issues.
Well, I know they're having import problems with them, so they're having a hard time getting them shipped over here. But I'm not necessarily saying I'm good. I just don't want to buy the Springfield.
No, we're not even talking about that. We're talking about the Gearson. Yeah, the Gearson itself. Who's having shipping issues? Gearson or Springfield or both or what?
Gearson or EA, who's importing it.
So Squib, there you go again. You got big channels featuring guns that nobody can buy.
See, and this is. I've got I've got issues with this time of the year. SHOT Show, everybody loses their mind. And in addition to really not being interested in what people call innovative, because it's most of it is meh to me, or okay, I'm interested. Oh, it doesn't use interchangeable parts. Oh, it costs way more than what I think it's worth. Oh, it has this stipulation, that stipulation. Oh, they're not going to be on shelves for 6 months or a year, whatever it is. Just more stuff just gives me more wah. I actually have a hard time being on these shows when you do them, Travis, because most of the new stuff just doesn't do anything for me. And then there's just so much red tape between me and the new stuff when I am interested in it. And yeah, at the whole SHOT Show thing is, hi, I'm big YouTuber Channel X, or I'm trying to be big YouTuber Channel X. I'm here at SHOT Show and you're not. I'm going to go to range day and get my 5 rounds to shoot, and then I'm going to tell you how great this gun is based off of 5 rounds. Oh, and by the way, they're not even hitting shelves till August. It's just like, whatever, man.
All right. Let's see what we got here. So next we'll move on to another goodie for you, Squib, the CSX. Here we go. So this is kind of sort of unique, what do you guys know about this? What's the idea behind this? I've seen a few videos on it. Yeah.
They named it after a railroad.
Okay, that's good. That's solid. So it's a single action, isn't it? Single action triggers. Defense said you know more about this one because you kind of filled me in on it. What's the deal on this?
So the CSX is kind of it's referring to their old Chief Special they used to have that was a single stack, but X means it's a double stack. So I can't remember if it's 10 or I think it comes with 110 and 112 plus round magazine. The reason I'm excited about it is it's a little smaller than their Shield Plus. Size-wise, it's kind of in between, say, like my P938 SIG and a Shield Plus.
Okay.
But it's completely, and sound like a broken record, but for me, it's completely ambidextrous. Everything is. And that's a market that's totally ignored in the subcompact guns. So that's why it's interesting for me.
Yeah, and you've got an interest in that type of, that kind of operability for you, somebody who is a lefty, it's the ambi thing can be a big deal. It can be make or break, even if they don't necessarily like the gun itself. It could offer them what they want, right? It does have more of what a 1911 style grip angle to it. They said an 11-degree grip angle on it. Yeah. And it also has unlike a lot of the M&Ps, it does have, this is aluminum. So it's all metal all the way through. So, I think it's going to be a pretty crisp shooter. I think it would be decent. I know that on TFB, when I watched the review for it, he had complained about the safety being really, you have to almost deliberately, you can't just easily take it off and put it on because it's so small. It's so molded to the frame that essentially you have to really focus on. There's a couple times where he drew thinking he actuated it and didn't. People are losing their minds about the dingus on the trigger. I really don't care. I know the trigger, you have to the reset isn't as short as they were hoping for. You have to be a little more deliberate with the pull when you release it.
Well, people got excited about it. They since it looks like a 1911 trigger, they think it should be a straight back pull like that, and it's still a hinge trigger.
It is, yeah. It has that curve to it that it's going to go through. Yeah, right. Yeah. It seems to offer a lot. And 609, you're probably looking at about $550 when it hits the stores. Probably 609, knowing today's market, but that's going to put it within reach of a P365 or any of those variants. What are P365s going for now? Are they 500 at this point? Are they 550? What are we seeing on P365s? Just the
I haven't seen a new one in forever, but I'm seeing them used in the 500 to 600 range.
Yeah, and I got mine used during the height of the gun pandemic for $5, and it looked like it was brand new when I bought it. So it's been solid. So
I'm sorry. Did you say 365s or 938s?
No, P365, the standard P365. Because I kind of see that as being, people are going to decide to want one because it's 10 rounds and 10 rounds, or granted you get the +2 on this, but on the P365 you can also get 12 round mags or whatever, So, no, yeah, I don't remember what the prices are. I don't know, guys. What's your take on this one? Squib, what do you think of this one? Good idea? Bad idea?
I got nothing on this one.
No? I like it. It is a very compact model. They consider it a deep carry or deep concealed carry weapon. It's going to have, it's made from good materials, all metal, 19.5 ounces. It's actually lighter than a Shield, if I'm not mistaken. Or isn't there something about it, or lighter than
it's a little bit lighter than the Shield.
Okay.
Yeah, see, this is another feature on guns that I don't look for, so that's why I got nothing. I'm not big on compacts. Weight isn't an issue.
Yeah.
Capacity isn't an issue. certain things. If you've got, well, I mean, like what Defense Dad was saying about being a lefty, that immediately made me go right back to the Hellion. You can interchange what side the case ejects on. You can make it left eject or right eject on the ejection port. If I was a lefty, would I say, all right, I'll spend $1,900 just so I've got an ambidextrous ejection port? You know what I mean? So I think if there's certain features on a gun or certain things a gun is designed to do, and that's your niche, that's your market, that's your purpose, whatever, it's going to be more attractive. But yeah, guns like this I just don't use them.
Yeah, Mike said, he said dingus. Yeah, that comes from Military Arms Channel. I think he's one of the first guys that coined that term, the little tiny tab coming off the trigger for the trigger safety. So that's what I call it, right? I just call it a trigger safety. I don't really know, but yeah, Squib, no, I agree with you, dude. I mean, it's got to have its appeal. And I mean, yeah, you can get lefty AR-15s. I mean, Stag Arms makes them. You can get, you don't have to go buy a bullpup just to have a 5.56 that works with you if you're a southway. I mean, there's a lot of other options out there. Yeah.
Let's say a purpose-built left-handed AR-15, and I've never priced one, but a purpose-built one costs, like $1,400. At that point, you go, well, screw it. I'll just spend $500 more and get the bullpup, right?
They're not. I think Stag doesn't charge a premium for their left-hand models versus their right. Bear Creek Arsenal makes left-handed AR uppers, complete uppers too. So, and
as far as rifles go, if I have to buy something, even though I'm left-handed, if I have to buy something that's dedicated left-hand, I pretty much don't want it, because I'm known to buy and sell guns, and if you ever want to get rid of it, it's hard to sell in the secondhand market a left-handed gun, because there's not very many of those out there.
And see, I think it's important to say things like that, why this interests you, because somebody else is going, I don't see it. And it's like, I've got a different set of criteria than you. It doesn't mean I'm right and you're wrong or anything. It just means we're two different individuals when we make our decision to spend our hard-earned money.
I mean, if you get, like, if that one's when you can switch it back and forth, that's different. But if, like AR, I'm not buying a dedicated left-hand upper, because then if I don't like it, I'm just stuck with it unless I happen to find someone here in Nebraska that's left-handed again.
True.
Well, it's just like that M&P 10 millimeter. All right. Okay. Let's say it's got some teething problems, and in a year or so, it doesn't have any issues feeding self-defense ammo. I've always been told that these M&P shields are inexpensive guns. That price tag was not inexpensive to me. So if it's in the same family with these other, affordably priced guns, and it's not affordable, that's kind of a turnoff. But I'm not opposed to spending $600, $700, $800, $900 or more on a gun if it's what I want. And I think it's good that when we discuss the different things that each one of us look for when we look for a gun, that kind of gives other people things to think about when they're shopping, things to consider that maybe they weren't thinking about, when they were looking at it.
Yes, I am left-handed, bolt action rifle anyway. I shoot ambidextrous pistol, so that I can go either way. But I prefer to use my left eye if I'm shooting iron sights on a rifle. I shoot scope all right with a rifle, but I'm kind of committed to. I'm committed to the left eye if I've got open sights on a rifle.
That's how I am too. I shoot pistols completely ambidextrous, but I'm so left eye dominant. It's hard to get my head over on a scope or sights on a rifle to shoot right-handed. I just don't even like doing it.
Yeah.
My biggest problem with the CSX is that it's just freaking ugly. I mean, it looks like Kel-Tec had a child with, like, I don't know, Glock or something. I mean, it's just bad. It's bad. Like, it's just ugly. And I think what does it for me is they only have the grip in the interchangeable module and a little bit on front. They should have put the grip all the way up the handguard instead of that smooth area. But, I mean, I'm sure if it's a functional gun, it's a nice gun. But the CSX, it's just ugly. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, X Adam 1 says ugly guns need love too. So, and you might hold it and think that thing's just got a magnificent hold. I mean, I know one of the problems that people are saying is also that it's really easy. The beaver tail might not be enough. If you have big hands, it's easy to stall the slide. Accidentally it can catch on the back of your hand, not even give you slide bite, but like on the retracting part, it could catch on your skin and it slows the slide down and then it won't go into battery. So that happened a couple times on some of the range tests that I was watching. I would just say, with any of these, just if you can route one and shoot one before you buy it, that way if you're going to be getting your money's worth, especially if you're looking at dropping $650, so full retail. All right, so we'll move on. There is some requests out here. Somebody wants to know about the Banshee 4.6. I've got that in the lineup, so we'll get through it here in a little while. Moving on, I was just looking at the 14 new guns coming out in 2022. So ATI is going to have a hybrid carbon polymer lower complete AR you can get for $499, which is not bad. I'm not sure exactly where they source their parts, but that's $499 is pretty much par for the course anymore for an entry level AR. You can find a lot of those. A little bit different furniture on it. There's two different models that they're going to make. Then also, if you want to get a concealed carry friendly Derringer, we got the Bond Arms Stinger. So they show you the Stinger on the right compared to the standard Bond Arms gun on the left. My ex-wife had a Lady Bond, and it was a big gun. I mean, it really she couldn't even reach the trigger with her finger, even though that was the Lady Bond. She couldn't. She had to like adjust her grip to reach the trigger on it. So this kind of alleviates that. It looks like it's about an inch shorter.
I've always been interested in Derringers.
They're cool. They're very well made. The recoil's not bad. They're fun to shoot. They're expensive. I mean, I want to say I think we paid like $400 for the Lady Bond. We ended up trading it shortly after because, again, she didn't shoot it before she bought it. And we didn't realize that the length of pull was going to be bigger than her hand. You would almost think that maybe they'd make a smaller model. I mean, So this one, I'm not sure what the MSRP is going to be on the Stinger. $379. It comes in 380 or 9. Oh, not in 30 super carry. Not interested. So anyway, but yeah, they're making a smaller, slimmer model, which is pretty cool. Here you go, Squib. I got one for you. Bushmaster 450 Bushmaster Light. There you go. That's what you need right there. That's what you need in your life, Squib.
Who's making this?
Bushmaster makes a 450 Bushmaster Light.
Bushmaster, the
International
company
Arms.
that was sold to Remington, that was sold to.
Yeah, whoever they're under now, but they're making a $1329. So you do have a 20-inch barrel. You have a snake charmer muzzle brake because you're a snake charmer. It is apparently light. Let's see, 14-inch BFI free float handguard, DM2S 2-stage trigger, 5-round aluminum mag, fixed A2 style shoulder stock. There you go. There you go. Could you make one for less than that? Could you build one for less than that, Squid? I would think so.
Yeah, that's why I kind of made that editorial sound. Yeah, I can put one together for less than that. So I've never bought a complete AR-15 ever. I've never done it. So I'm not saying it's wrong to do that. Just, man, you got to come in at a price point that if it's like $100 to $200 more than what I can put it together for, and I'm not going to be changing out a ton of parts on your factory stock gun, I might get it, especially if there's a decent warranty or something else like that. But otherwise, what's the point? Do they just sell the upper?
I hate kicking a man while he's down, but I want to rip on the Springfield Armory Stain for just a minute. I know we have friends that bought Springfield Armory Stain AR-15s. When and why did those turn into a $1,000 AR? I mean, they used to be like about a $200 premium over like a PSA, right? And now suddenly they're $999 for every variant of the Saint, or they're pushing $1,000. It's like I don't see anything that's really unique about it that really justifies the price. I mean,
you want to know why, really?
Marketing. They're paying for the marketing behind it.
Kind of marketing, but they become popular. The Springfield, I'm not giving them a dime of my money, but they've become popular because of what they name their guns to a bunch of younger and newer buyers.
The marketing behind it,
You know, the Hellcat, the Hellion, the whatever. They give them these names that these younger people look cool, and they're just snatching them up. So I guarantee that has something to do with it because it's supply and demand.
Yeah. Alaskan, do you have any experience with Christensen Arms rifles at all? I've shot one before. I really did enjoy it. I know you do a lot of bolt action work and stuff. Have you ever played around with one of these?
No, sir. Too expensive for my blood.
Yeah, they're cool. They are awesome. You know, carbon fiber barrel just looks amazing. I shot Stan from SS Ponds. Loved it. I think it was in 6.5 Creedmoor, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember off the top of my head, but this is their Scout model that they're making. MSRP of $2,200, but they're light. They're well built. It's a cool company. I mean, can you do the same thing with a $400 Mossberg Patriot? Probably, but I love my Ruger American Ranch in 7.62x39. I think those American Ranch rifles are amazing. For $500, $550, they offer a lot of value, but this is pretty cool. But again, you've got to have the got to have the money on standby.
Absolutely. I just worry about, like, as a hunting guide, this is like your 300 yard and in gun. This is your like deer stand gun. This isn't your Christensen with a long barrel and a big caliber that you pack over the mountains. This is more of maybe even a SHTF gun where you have a high capacity bolt that you're a scout. You're looking, you're reconning. It's not even really, to me, like a true hunting rifle. So I mean, if you like it, get it. I'm sure it's accurate because it's Christensen. They make pretty accurate guns. I'm sure it's very lightweight. So if you like it, get it. It'd probably be good for like a kid who's just coming into his adult body, who's still like skinny and scrawny or something, as far as recoil and carrying it is concerned. But yeah, I'm $2,200. I'm staying away from that price tag, especially when you can get a regular Christensen that's also lightweight in the $1,600 or $1,700 range.
I was gonna say, I know you can get one for way less than that. I'm surprised they're charging a premium for it, but that's just, again, it's cool that they offer all the different calibers that they do. If you want that, 300 yards or less, you got the 300 Blackout. If you want to stretch out a little bit, you got 6.5 Creedmoor, but I don't know if that's a 16-inch barrel. What kind of if you're going to get a full powder burn off of 16 inches or not, if that's really going to be enough to really harness what 6.5 Creedmoor can do, or if you'd rather just go 308 and just be done with it.
Yeah, so, in a 16-inch barrel, you're better off with the 308. I have an 18-inch barrel, 6.5 Creedmoor, and I lose 200 feet per second.
And I think my old Mossberg Patriot was a 20-inch barrel, if I'm not mistaken, and that did well, but I never got a chance to chrono it. But I'm sure that would work. But yeah, every time you cut off, 2 inches, you're losing a couple hundred feet of velocity, which can be the difference. If you're doing a long-range shot or you're tackling big game, you want to maximize that energy delivery. So.
6.5 Creedmoor really needs a 24-inch barrel to shine, just like any caliber that's overboard.
Yeah. I thought this was kind of cool. Inland Manufacturing SLT. It's a AR-15 Magnum rimfire upper. So you can get this in 17 HMR and 22 WMR with a threaded barrel. It looks like it has its own proprietary mag, but that'll work with any AR-15 lower. So it's 645. What's that?
I said, take my money.
Yeah, there we go. I don't know, because Bear Creek Arsenal makes a 22 LR upper that you can buy, but I haven't seen a lot of other places where you can get a 17 or 22 mag.
That'd be pretty neat. 17 HMR.
Yeah, comes with the magazine. I'm sure you can get other magazines from them also. But and especially if you're vested in the AR platform, you've got the accessories, you've got the lower, you've got, you're ready to go. So. Anyway, that's going to be coming out from Inland. Here you go, AWAG. This is what you need when you're driving to work every day. The Kalashnikov USA.
What the hell is that?
The Chaos, man. I call it the Chouse. The Chaos. It says, like the Mossberg Shockwave 12 grade, it has a curved bird's head style grip, a 14-inch barrel, and an overall length of 26 inches. It's a semi-auto 5 or 10 round magazine fed 12 gauge. Yeah.
No.
Come on, you want one.
That's a hard pass from me there, Chief.
That's the ultimate SHTF gun right there. You can hunt game with that. You can
hard pass.
We are just so critical today, man. We're bitter gun owners today, Oh God. All right. So we got the Howa Elevate. Howa makes some wonderful rifles also. Yeah, I'm still waiting for who's that? The straight pull, the Savage straight pull models. I've yet to actually see one in the store. And they were announced a year ago.
I actually put my hands on one last night.
Okay.
The Impulse is what it's called.
Yeah, the Savage Impulse with the straight pull. Yeah, what do you think of that?
It's weird. So it's not like a normal bolt action that, like, if you throw the bolt forward and you have a round in the chamber, you can't just pull the bolt back and take that live round out. There's a button on the back of the bolt that you have to push. Then you can pull it back. It's just really strange.
Yeah, it uses like a ball bearing engagement to lock the bolt into place. It seems to
lock up really stiff.
Yeah,
but like it's confusing. It's just really strange. And the bolt handle hangs off the side of the rifle at a weird angle. I'm not convinced of it yet.
Maybe just buy a Schmid Reuben and just be happy. It's like, that kind of money.
Save up the money and buy a Blazer, man.
Yeah, there you go.
That's another.
Here's something up Alaskan's alley over here. What's that? Single shot?
I say that's another one I'd like to have, a Schmidt-Rubin.
Mm-hmm. Those are cool. We should have bought them when they were $300. God, we screwed
I
up.
know.
Yeah. Now what are they like? $1,500, $1,800? I can't get to like
18.
pawn your pickup truck to buy one. So
1,800 for a Schmidt-Rubin?
I don't know. I just made that up. But I mean,
okay,
Mosins are starting at $400 or $500 for a Mosin now for non-numbers matching. So it's going to get there. By this time next year, we're going to be upset that we didn't buy crates of Schmidt-Rubins. So I think they're probably $700 or $800 at this point, Squib.
Yeah,
I'm just guessing.
Yeah, I guess knowing what they used to cost, that does seem a little bit high. But yeah, it's bound to happen. That's something about milsurps. Most of the time, they go up. Every now and then, you'll get a big shipment that comes into the country, and they'll bring the prices down for a little bit. But you never know. That could be the last shipment. So, or everything in that shipment is junk.
It is the last shipment every time they make a video on it. So
yeah,
hard time getting these. They're going to disappear.
Dude, don't even get me started on the freaking the Finnish Mosins that were, oh yeah, this is it. And the guy had 9 semi-trailers in the back lot.
Oh god.
He every time, this is the last one, and then like in the second to last video, he admitted that the whole time he had 9 semi-trailers of these things. Oh my god. And it's
those could be the last ones because they bought them all. I mean, that could be the last ones.
What had happened with that one was that there was a guy back in the 80s who bought a whole bunch of these surplus dirt cheap as an investment, and he sat on them, and he died, and his family inherited them, and they didn't know what to do with them. So the company got them at a deal, and then they started piecemealing them out to the customers. And every time they made it sound like, man, if you don't do it now I will say this. They were $450 then. Now they're going $800-900. So it doubled in value in under 4 years. Because they bought
the rest of them up.
Yeah.
Oh, so we better hurry up and get our reservations out for this one. There's only 20 of these made. The Magnum Research 20th Anniversary BFR. These are chambered in 4570. They're $7,200 a piece, and you get a signed letter of authenticity. I mean, who's going to clone one of those? Let's be honest here. It'd probably blow up on you if you shot a fake one, but. Fully octagonal barrel. What do you guys think, man? Is this the way to go?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Crazy on the price.
Okay. I have considered a BFR, but only under one circumstance, that they make it in 450 Bushmaster.
Oh my god! It would look like a freaking comical Nerf gun. When you think of that cylinder, it would be the size of like a beer can. Seriously, it would be like a pop can cylinder.
Wait, they make it in 4570. That's already an enormous size.
This is true. I'd like to see one of these. This thing's probably the size of a small dog.
If they made a BFR in 450 Bushmaster, it'd only be a little bit longer than my Walker. So.
Yep.
I thought they did for a while, but here's the biggest issue with that is like. Assuming you get the non-fancy kind for $3,000 or $4,000, whatever they are, it's not practical in bear country because it's a single action. It's not a draw gun. I mean, maybe you handgun hunt with it. You are losing quite a bit of velocity with the barrel length, obviously. So it really comes out to hunting with like a 450 Bushmaster with the 16-inch barrel or less than that, actually. So like it might be better off to have a 454 Casull that's designed for that barrel length with pistol powders. So I'm thinking this is just not practical for bear country. Single action is a no-no in bear country anyway. You're going to get shot before you can pull before you can pull the hammer back. So you definitely, this is a fun gun. Maybe it's a bear stand baiting gun, but and that's just the regular model. This fancy thing is cool. It's pretty nice, but it's just not. It's not worth $7,200 for me as a collector. I'm not a collector. I don't own any Safe Queens. So.
And see, this goes right back to what I was saying earlier about each one of us on the panel explaining why we like this, we don't like that, or why we would consider this, or why we'd pay this much for this, or why that is we think is too much for that. See, you're talking about bear country. All right. Even though we do have bears in Michigan, it ain't like Alaska. I don't consider my firearm being there to protect me from a bear the way you do. So I think it's good that you bring that up, especially where you live. It's stuff like this that I think really helps people with their decision-making process on a firearm. Now, I'm not saying that last year when I got my doe up north, I was walking back from where the deer dropped to where my buddy's ATV was. And he got off his ATV and he starts walking towards me. He says, "Careful where you step." And I stop and I look down and he goes, "Yeah, that's bear scat." At that point, I put my hand on my 1911. So there is always that potential for, I could hear the coyotes off in the background howling too. They knew that I put down a deer, and if I didn't haul it back, they were going to get it that night. But those are different things to think about. And I think you bring up a really good point. I'm not really having to deal with that sort of thing, but the potential's here, just not on the scale you have it. Now I'm rethinking that if I wanted to get a revolver, I should probably just go with a double action. If I for a sidearm for hunting, at some point I want to get a revolver for that, for deer hunting, but maybe I shouldn't consider single action at all. Thank you.
There you go.
I'll tell you, Squib, I like that ultralight that I've got, that 44 Magnum. That thing will take care of just about anything that goes up in front of you.
Yeah, but if I'm going to get a revolver, I'm going to get a full size. I'm not big on snubby revolvers. They just don't do much for me.
Yeah.
The ultralight gun, you can't shoot it. The Smith & Wesson. Plus, it will not handle the heavy buffalo bore loads. That'll blow it up. So it's like, get yourself a heavy Ruger. Don't be a pansy and carry it up the mountain. That's the way I see it.
But get a double action Ruger. Don't get a single action.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
Okay.
Get a Red Hawk or a Super Red Hawk, or even the heavier Smith & Wessons are nice. They won't handle the 340 grain plus B plus, but they'll handle some pretty heavy loads. So,
yeah. Well, here's one that was announced 2 years ago. The MC2. Now they make the SC version with the Crimson Trace micro red dot mounted. It's Mossberg's basically they're kind of their micro compact version that they sell also. Again, there's so many of these out here. I'd almost recommend just trying a bunch of different ones and see which one's going to work best to you. This was kind of their answer to the P365. It's got a flush fit 11 round mag, and then it also has an extended 14 round mag that you can get for it. So I think these are around $400. Savage also has their micro subcompact that they've released too, which is nice because it's this nice semi-auto polygun that's fully ambidextrous. So that's one thing that the Savage offers that a lot of other companies don't in this platform. So that's definitely a good thing. So yeah,
that Savage kind of intrigues me a little bit. Small Caliber Arms Review did a video on that. The what the heck was it called? The Savage. It's got a name. I can't remember.
I don't know if I have it on here or not. I think it's going to show up in my next tab, which is like guns that are going to be shown off at SHOT Shows. So got a Mossberg 590S tactical, 20-inch barrel model, 14-inch Shockwave version down below as a comparison.
Well, that's a pretty nice gun, actually.
This one right here, the tactical. Yeah, aren't they only about $550 or something like that? I think they got them up at Shields, don't they?
Yeah, I don't know. Main thing is it can cycle different size shells without having to have an adapter. It doesn't get hung up and stuff on it.
Okay, so, like you can do the mini shells in it, the Aguila mini shells or whatnot.
Yeah, that's the whole attraction to this model. The S is it because you can put the mini shells in there, and I think if you have the 20-inch barrel version, I think it holds 14 of them.
I'm actually
it's showing them right there on the stock. I'm sorry, they're right there in the stock.
I'm looking for one of those just for that simple reason that at our local sporting goods store here, we got a ton of the mini shells in, and I kind of want a shotgun.
Are those slugs? Are they birdshot? What are they? What are they? Are they buckshot? What are they loaded with?
I don't really remember. All I saw was that we had the mini shells in stock. Since I don't own any shotguns, nor do I necessarily want to own one, except like this specific model, because the 590 is the forged receiver instead of the 500s milled
stamped or whatnot. Yeah. And then we've got the Springfield Armory SA35, but like I said, we've talked about the clones of it. I mean, if you want one of these, get one, but you've got some alternatives out there too that'll be a little bit cheaper.
The only thing I wish the alternatives would do is in that one, the Springfield, they got rid of the magazine disconnect and a few other features.
Yeah.
I just can't bring myself to spend on Springfield though.
Let's see. Trailblazer Firearms Pack 9. This is a foldable carbine that you can get. Folds up and around. Looks like it does take Glock mags. So it's a collapsed configuration down here. And I don't know if you'll have to flip it over, flip it around. I think you flip it around and it's rotated or something like that. Is that right?
That looks like the gun that you just shoot yourself with.
Well, it does point back at you until you rotate it around.
I don't like that.
Place, so.
That gives me like an ethical issue. Like, why would you design something like that? Just the
ultra compact PCC, I guess. But I mean, you've got a lot of other alternatives too. So 20.9 inch length when it's in its travel mode, essentially 1.15 inches thick. I mean, it is very, very compact, but it depends on how small you really want to go. I mean, you would almost think you can make an AR pistol work in the same kind of profile.
So why does it? What barrel length does it have?
This one, let's see. I thought it was a 16-inch. Yeah, 16-inch barrel.
Okay,
so 16-inch.
Yeah, why would they not put like a fully collapsible stock or something on it where you actually get a cheek weld? I mean, there's no way my small, short, fat face is getting a cheek weld on that thing.
Well, you just kind of rest it on the top up here, I guess.
Yeah,
that's a good question. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Yeah. It's kind of cool, but I'd have to shoot one to really decide. Okay, that takes care of that tab.
One of those, if they send it to me for review, I'll shoot it. But
you should contact them. Maybe they're looking for people to review it. I think TFB showed it off also, like maybe a year ago or something. But got a lot of options there. All right, we'll go to the next one here. Continue our new gun fest here for 2022. So this one's going to have some of the things that we've already seen before. So we'll just kind of blaze past those items if we've already seen them. Oh, yeah, this is just a little bit of everything. So they did mention the Hellion. This is over at gunsandammo.com. If you're an air gun person, they've got Umarex Air Javelin Pro models coming out. This had my attention. Leapers is going to do, I'm guessing this is probably a 1:6 by 24 Leapers UTG, which, again, they're based out of the USA. They source their glass from Japan. And this looks decent. I mean, I know we're not really talking, this isn't exactly guns, but Leapers has been around, UTG's been around for 30 years. They're based out of Michigan. A lot of their parts are either made in the USA or made in Taiwan. So you're not necessarily just going with, Chinesium or whatever we refer to it as. I can't remember I don't know what the price on this is. I'm kind of interested because I'd like to pick something like this up for an AR. The Integrix is what it's called.
What's the, I know you said that you didn't know, but is there any way you can find out what the price is?
I went to the website. They're not on there. So they're probably going to wait to mention the MSRP at SHOT Show. They do come in first focal plane and second focal plane versions, which is cool.
So yeah, you guys think about the tracking, like, because I see that one is an exposed turret.
Let's see here. No, I don't even know if they even have a link to it back on their website. So we do like a Google search on it. We might be able to find it, but I'm going to have to do some research on that one for us, Area Wag. So the UTG Pro brand is made in the USA. And Squib, I'm trying to get you to do a factory tour. You should contact him and see if you can walk around. So anyway, that looks kind of cool. Okay, that's a 1:8 by 28 FFP, so that's probably going to be a front focal, if I'm not mistaken. The Integrix IX8 is what it's called. So, I mean, if they can come in below Vortex's price point, then that's, maybe more along the lines of like Monstrum, say $200 or something like that. I'm guessing this is probably going to be $250 or $300 just looking at it, or maybe more. I don't know. Maybe they're going to push a more premium line, that's going to come out of it. Let's see here. Then Crossbreed is going to be, Crossbreed's got holsters now for the CSX. So you've got some support for that if you have it. Crimson Trace does have a laser now for the Taurus GX4. That's not on this, but I did notice that. So if you are a GX4 person. Also, I just got an email from Magpul. I didn't have this queued up for today, but Magpul is now getting into polymer electronics on ARs. So basically, they're going to start having in your optics, they've got this thing that goes in front of your scope, and it's going to show you round count. It's going to give you like bullet path predictability. They're really going to start getting into making your ARs more effective. They're paired up with some electronics company that makes weapon electronics, and I guess they're going to start releasing lines now that enhance your firearm quite a bit. So I don't know, just be looking for that. And I can't even remember the name of it. I looked at it late last night before I went to bed. So Aimpoint's got the Duty RDS coming out. It's going to be a $499 red dot, so a little bit cheaper than like the micro and such. I thought that Magpul already had an SL. Oh, they've got an SLM carbine stock coming out too. Savage Arms has the 110 carbon tactical. Let me take a look at this real quick. So they're kind of going after the Christensen Arms kind of thing. Yeah, you've got a carbon fiber barrel, threaded barrel.
Nice.
So if you've got kind of a Stenag standard magazine with a 20 MOA rail, AICS magazine compatibility.
What calibers are they putting that in?
This one's going to be 308, 6.5 Creedmoor, 6.5 PRC, and that's it.
No 300 Win Mag.
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay. So here's the thing about. You know what? That's probably just going to be a short action.
1789 MSRP. So they're going after Christensen Arms.
Yeah. That's a short action. You can. I mean, this is what I did. Is I just bought a long action, 300 Winchester Magnum, and then just replaced the barrel on it, and now it's like absolute tack driver, and it's still less than $1,000.
Yeah, that's true.
Again, you're paying that carbon fiber is what's going to be the premium on the barrel. That's that's what they're getting you on. That's where the extra $800 comes in. Anytime I ever see a carbon fiber barrel rifle, they're $1,500.
Because the regular Savage Tactical is a $699 gun on the shelf or a $799 gun.
Yeah, I got my original one for on the rebate. I essentially picked it up for like $500.
Wow. Yeah, so you're paying an $1,100 to $1,200 premium on this one. I mean, it might have some other features that really beef it up there, but again, it's one of those things where I'd like to see one in person if even possible, but I think once I get past this page, we're going to start running into stuff. Okay, so here's that Savage Arms Stance micro compact that you guys were thinking about. Yeah, so this one's going to be
I'm going to put a link to a review on that out here in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's another alternative for somebody. You might find that it fits your hand better than a P365 or a Hellcat or something, and you decide to go with it because it just works for you. 9mm. It's got some lightning cuts in it. Interesting trigger. Ambidextrous safety and release. Yeah.
I hate lightning cuts simply because if you drop the gun in the snow or the dirt, you get dirt and snow all in there. And even in a holster, an outside the waistband holster, if you slip and fall in the ice and snow, you can get stuff in there. I've seen it happen. So
it's going to get dirty. Oh, if you're shooting it,
you don't have an open-ended holster. You want to make sure your holster is closed on the bottom.
I'm thinking if you're in a sandy environment or a dusty environment, or you happen to drop it, and if you're using it, you'd hate to get gravel in there and stuff and start to tear it up, and yeah. 7, 8, or 10 round magazines available. 2 magazines included for protection. I want to say the MSRP on this was like $500, $450 or $500. So that was the one thing that people were thinking maybe it should come out maybe a little bit lower, because now you're competing with Taurus, like the GX4, which is going to be $100 less. So, or $50 to $100 less. It's going to offer maybe more capacity. And right now there's going to be more holster options out there because the GX4 has been out for a year at this point, 6 months or something like that. So, but I mean, nothing against it. I mean, like I said, if you like it, try it. It looks like it's got good, texture on it, stippling for concealed carry. But again, another option for you. Like I said, I'm not a SIG fanboy, but I'm totally content with my P365 for a deep carry gun. But that's just me. So, I think that's all I had from this particular website. It just goes into the magazines at this point. So, all right, we'll go ahead and stop on that one. And then the next one I wanted to talk about, there were some people requesting this one. We're going to take a look at Taurus here for just a little bit, or Taurus if you pronounce it that way. All right, so the TX22s. So last year they announced the competition model that came out. You don't pay anywhere near these prices. I mean, I think I see $4.25 for the TX22 competition. $299 to $249. Well, $300 for the regular TX22, which ours has been fine. So you've got the 10 round model and then the 16 round model, and now. So Defense Dad, you were kind of ahead of the game. They're making it with that compensator now that you can get. I think Defense Dad has this on his TX22. He did a video on it. So this is their 22 competition SCR hard anodized black 22 LR pistol. Okay, now that says 10 rounds, steel challenge ready. It's got the Tandem Cross Game Changer Pro Squared compensator. It's got the Eagles Talon aftermarket extractor made from hardened tool steel, custom bull barrel, custom feed ramps. So it's cool they're offering that. I mean, we're looking at $589.32, where it might cost you a lot more to get into Steel Challenge, or with a lot of tweaks and mods you have to make. And this is all done from the factory. I love my TX22. It's a great gun. It shoots really well. I don't know. What do you guys think about this one? Kind of a niche market gun.
I just don't see the point of a compensator because I have a 22 suppressor. So it's like, why would I ever get a 22 with a compensator on it? Other than to take the compensator off and put my threaded suppressor on there. But I've shot, a TX22 competition at the IV88 shoot, and it shot great. And I'm a big Taurus hater. I've seen too many quality problems with their guns, but these seem to be running fine and no major issues with them. So yeah, if you like it, get it. I'll never own a Taurus personally, but if you like it, get it. It's a good gun.
In our family, I know Sandhills Media has one, Defense Dad has one, I have one. The TX22 has been, well, my ex-wife has it, but I've shot it before. Very, very comfortable gun, great to train with. It's got some weight to it. It feels like a full-size pistol. It's definitely heavy, so it's very smooth shooting. I have a family member that actually has one of these as her self-defense gun for home. She's got 3 magazines, 15-round mags loaded with CCI mini mags, and so she's totally comfortable shooting it. She's a really good shot with it. So, and you got your rail on there if you want to put a light on it. And again, I'm not going to advocate for 22 LR for self-defense, but for some people, if it works for them, then so be it, Let's see. Also under Taurus, the GX4s, they have these now with an optics cut. They're definitely going up the price point, but I think you can probably get these for probably looking at maybe $4.25, maybe $4.50. So now they got the GX4 and a Toro. I wish they would make the Toro an OD green and a G3, but that's an argument for a different time. I know that these did have some growing pains. They did have some issues when they first came out. A few people complained about them, but hopefully they work those out. If you get one of the Toros, you're going to be getting one of the newer production guns. But essentially, it's just a basic GX4, but it's got your micro red dot plate up on the top. And I'm not sure if you get plates with it or what it comes with. Usually they give you a bunch of different plates that are going to be compatible. Yeah. It says, let's see, it's got the Toro system, which facilitates mounting of several popular micro red dot sights. Usually you get like 4 or 5 plates with it. Now, here's the other thing, too. A lot of people don't know this. Taurus is also offering retrofit packages you can buy that give you a barrel and a slide with an optics cut. They're selling it for the full-size G3 for $149 and the G3C for the same price. So you could convert your existing G3 or G3C into a Toro for $150, which when you take the price of the gun that you paid for it, plus the price of that conversion kit, it's about the same as buying one brand new. And you do get the mounting plates with it. You get the hardware, you get the screws and everything. So I don't know. I think it's cool. They're offering it. I've held them before. It feels good. Me personally, I don't see a reason to quit carrying my P365 because it runs fine. But again, 10 or 11, 13 round capacity. So you have that option. And if you go with the regular GX4, they've got different finishes and such. If you're more into, if you want different colors and things like that. I don't think there's been much more announced about Taurus. I really don't keep up on their revolvers at all, but yeah. So we'll go ahead and jump out of that tab. All right, let's check the comments. I haven't looked at the comments for quite a while here. What's going on? Minotep War says that version of the TX22 competitions for people like myself who would be running that in rimfire competition. Yeah, I mean they see a market there for it. They're going to sell it, especially if it doesn't cost a whole lot more. Plus, if you want to get those add-ons and buy them yourself, you're probably going to end up paying a little bit more anyway. So that's something that's going to happen. Oh, I didn't realize the Defense Dad was gone. My bad, guys. I wasn't looking back here at our little panel to see who's here. Let's see. That Bat Biker's talking about Tulsa. Yeah, we do have Wanamaker coming up here in April, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so Patrick Pew Pew says, I know it's already out there. Clovertac did a video. What do you think about the DASA 22LR Cobra revolver? Was it Cobra or was it Diamondback? There's the Diamondback revolver. That's the 22LR 22 mag. I think it's great. It's got some heft to it. It does have the, you can load it, ejects from the side. You don't have to pull the ejection rod out and take the cylinder out. It has a standard, revolver style to load it. You can take the cylinder off and run 22 mag through it. I'm seeing them for way less than, I think they're $300 MSRP on those Diamondbacks. I don't know, Alaskan, have you had a chance to check one of those out yet? Have you shown one off on your channel? I can't remember.
I have not, but I would like to.
Yeah.
I said, I would like to. I've had a Heritage before where you changed it out, and it actually fell apart. Like it.
Oh no. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it actually, yeah, they're cheap ass, terrible guns.
Okay.
But yeah, and I bought the parts to fix it, and those parts broke, so it's literally just sitting on a shelf frame.
So it might be worth more for just parts to sell it on parts alone for somebody that wants one to rebuild. So
I'm skeptical of cheap revolvers, but it sounds like it's expensive enough that they're done it right, and it should be a pretty good gun. Again, for me, I have no practical use for it other than it's fun. But like for us hunting up here, we can hunt with a suppressor. So I can hunt with a 22 and hunt grouse and carry my 22 pistol with a suppressor on it and hunt grouse or rabbit or something like that. When I'm out bear hunting or caribou hunting or moose hunting or something like that, I can actually, and that's actually good for me because I have to have a really organic diet, so I can literally catch my meat while I'm out there. And so I don't see the point of a pistol for me for this. But if you live in a state where you can't hunt suppressed because they're Tommies, then it's a good option for you. And it's nice to have two different types of ammo during this ammo crisis too.
Yeah, this is true. I think it's 10 rounds, if I'm not mistaken, plus the side, the side gate loader, or no, not the side gate loader, just the standard crane, cylinder loading. Just your regular revolver loading makes it easy because you don't have to sit there and push out every round individually. You can use the standard extractor like you do on a normal revolver. It's the Diamondback Sidekick. I like everything about it except for the grips, which is going to be resolved by the aftermarket. It has these polymer grips on it. It just doesn't. It needs wood grips on it to really make it look good. Especially it has this Old West, revolver design to it, even though it's double action, single action, double action. It'd be nice if it had some nice wood grips on it, which I'm sure that'll be taken care of soon. So
just don't hand it to Alec Baldwin.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, I mean, I'm sure it's not going to shoot real bullets, so it would never go off in a control that just everybody will just point the finger at everybody anyway, and then eventually it'll just kind of be thrown out. So, yep. Let's see here. All right, checking the comments. Gun Metal Guy USA says all guns should be fun, shouldn't they? So this one was the next one we're going to look at here is a request from, who put that out there this morning? I'm totally drawing a blank here. God dang it. Okay, so Storm and Norman Gunworks was kind of curious to see what we thought about the CMMG 4.6x30. AWAG, you're into these crazy calibers. What can you tell us about 4.6? Is this something a person should invest in? You could get it at one point. We have looked it up before, like on AmmoSeek, and it was actually cheaper than 5.7, and it was readily available because, so here's what we have. What do you think, AWAG?
I don't know. It's an AR platform. It's I don't know.
So 4.6. What are the merits to it in single action with this kind of a barrel link? Can you?
The cartridge? The cartridge is made for a submachine gun. It's made to just dump rounds, and having something in semi-auto, it just doesn't feel right. It's kind of like the PS90 that's made to dump rounds and be a PDW. It's made to be a submachine gun.
Yeah.
It's,
It sounds to me like a submachine pellet gun. 4.6? 4.6?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a close quarters, like inside vehicle cartridge. That's what can't talk today. That's what it was designed for, was the HK MP7. It was made for, inside of vehicles, very low over penetration, but a lot of bullets going downrange very, very quickly.
Okay, I'd like to challenge everybody to test out this caliber. What I want you to do is go to a mirror and look at yourself and say 4.6 without just making a face or... I mean, is this better than a sharp, pointy stick? I don't know.
My question is,
you got to have the caliber skeptic on Caliber Corner. I'm the caliber skeptic.
How does it compare to 17 HMR? And God forbid you do have to get into a longer firefight. Are you going to be that affected by the wind? I mean, 17 HMR can be blown off out of a 16-inch barrel up 7-8 inches at 100 yards. It's really windy. I've seen it happen. I've had it happen to me.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, is this was made to be inside of vehicles. If you're
so now you get out of the vehicle and now you're shooting down the street 100 yards at the guys that are covering their exit. I mean,
how
just dump rounds.
Nobody asked.
Yeah, it's literally nobody.
Okay, so Alaskan, this is what I want you to do. Try this out on a bear skull and get back to us.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Again, if they'll make it, if somebody wants to buy it and people are buying guns, you go right ahead. I'm not going to say you shouldn't. Me personally, I would just go with this platform, this size, I would go 300 blackout. I'm sitting there thinking it might be fun to play with. It might be, you might be curious about the caliber. It might be the only opportunity you'll have to shoot something that an MP7 shoots that you can never buy as a civilian.
There's a small caveat. If that bolt in that gun will work with the forced reset trigger, absolutely do it.
Oh, I thought you were going to go with, but capacity.
No.
That's what, 4.6 by 30. I was just going to check ammo prices real quick and see what that goes for.
It's a meme round. It's just like the 30 super carry. It is a meme round.
Like the 338 Nerf Pua?
No, yes. That's a battle-proven
that's
caliber.
Legit. That's battle-proven.
330 Lapua was used to dispatch. 338 Nerf Pua was used to dispatch small rodents on aircraft carriers. So that was the whole idea behind it. It's been proven because it's a necessary
battle tested by the Navy.
Absolutely. Yep, that's right. So if you guys will get a chance, you can go watch my review of the 338 Nerf Pua. I think you'll get a kick out of it. I did a little None Fancy style parody. That was one of my first videos that I ever made on YouTube. So yeah, maybe not first. I know it was an early video, but.
So what when I looked at the 4.6 and watched the reviews on it, everybody says you can get the ammo, but you can't get the ammo for 5.7. Now, as a person who has to buy ammo off the shelf because of stupid import-export shipping laws, I've never seen 4.6 ammo on the shelf anywhere, even in my specialty ammo stores up here. Much less, I've seen 5.7 a bunch.
Yeah, 5.7 comes and goes. Yeah. You see it occasionally. A few boxes of FN show up on the shelves, or maybe American Eagle. Yep. And it ended $1 around. I mean, if you've got the money for it, enjoy. Life's too short to not have fun.
Let me put this out there. I would much rather have a 7-inch 5.56 AR pistol than try to source a 4.6 by whatever.
Absolutely.
So Mr. Cypher Monkey out there says, no, the MP7 was designed to penetrate Russian body armor, as was the P90.
No, the ammo was. The gun.
Oh, yeah, we're talking about the ammo itself, not necessarily the gun.
The gun was supposed to be for use inside of vehicles and armored vehicles.
Gotcha.
Hey, the P90 is great at taking out the Gua'uld. That's all that matters.
Yes.
New York Outcast, I didn't understand your comment. You said, I got one Travis bolt action. I didn't know what you were talking about. Maybe I got to scroll back up and look at the comments and stuff. But there's also the Sidekick pistol that's coming out there. Oh, no, that's the Sidekick. I'm sorry. That was the Diamondback we were talking about earlier. So I think there was somebody else that has a gun that does it also, that has the interchangeable cylinders. I think Yappa makes one, if I'm not mistaken. So M. Gabriel says carbon fiber barrels will string. Yeah, they're going to have to heat up a little bit. I don't know. I thought the idea was that they'll stay rigid the whole time that they're warming up and that they don't have those kinds of issues. So, Squid posted the link to the 338 Nerf Pua video. If you get a chance, watch that. It's pretty cool. So, unfortunately, that gun's no longer in production. They've already updated it to a newer model. So, if you want some good vintage, footage, that's what you need to look at. So guys, that's what I have. That's what I have today for new guns that were coming out. That's what we know about so far. I'm sure I'm forgetting something. What isn't there a Colt Python coming out and a shorter barrel or something? What else is? You guys know of anything else that's been announced?
Can you take a look at the new Magpul light stock that they have?
Is that the one that keeps blowing up my inbox with emails about?
They've been releasing when there's SHOT Show footage, they release an update every day about new stuff coming out. Yeah. Does anybody know what DACA actually stands for? DAKA in Magpul's line. I've been trying to find the definition of DACA for like 5 years now, and I have no idea. It's not the Dreamers and Believers Act. It's what a DAKA. I've never been able to figure out. That's just the name of if it's like an acronym for something you do with it or something. But anyway, DAKA. If anybody knows, I'd appreciate that, because they make the DACA pouches and the DACA ashtrays and DACA this and DACA that. So anywho, so is this what you're wondering about? The SLM?
Yeah.
Mil-spec ultra compact PDW stock. Of course, it's out of stock. There you go, Squib. It's out of stock. It's going to be at SHOT Show. So it's a very stubby, shorter.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, yeah, I might actually buy one.
If you get that and put that on your AR pistol, is that going to...
Yes, that's
going to serve your minimal length of pull? Is it going to make it too short to have on your?
That's going to make it an SBR since it's a stock.
Oh, good point. Okay, yeah. I'm sitting there thinking for a second. I'm still waking up.
So my Mark 18 is current. It's in the works for the ATF man to make it an SBR. They keep sending me emails, and it's not like, hey, your thing has been approved and is undergoing, they keep sending me emails for their new website. They're like, oh yeah, you could do Form 4s now, which is cool. Whatever. Sorry. Going on a little bit.
So do you, for your SBR, did you have to get that serialized? You have to get the receiver serialized and stuff?
So how the NFA works, it hasn't gone through yet. So it still has a blade on the back. But how that works is once you get approved, they basically have you engrave the side in a specific depth, a specific font, and you basically have to put the what type of rifle it is. I don't know how it is on rifles since this is my first time doing it. But with suppressors, you have to put your name, I think it's the, oh goodness. It's your name, it's your place of address or place of address as of when you filled out the form. And then it's the serial number of the suppressor on there and a couple other things and the make and model of it. So it should show up when you do end up getting approved and having it engraved. It should be your name, your state and town of address, and then it's say Surefire, whatever their OC suppressor is.
So question then, who's doing the engraving? Just any gunsmith can do it? Is that?
It has to be an SOT 7.
Oh. Okay.
Or if you're doing a Form 1, you have to do it yourself.
Okay. All right, we do have a request out there. How could I forget, guys? We've talked about this one before. Lever guns. We've got the Ruger supervised Marlin production 4570s are going to come out. We talked about this one a couple weeks ago. They are now shipping. They've been shipping for weeks now. So you might actually start to see these showing up in the stores, the Model 1895. Yeah. So these, again, they've been enhanced and updated and improved, in my opinion. Better fitting furniture, fluted bolts. Got a nice Picatinny rail up on the top. Did they always have the pick rail on the top, or is that something new?
For the SBL models, they've had the pick rail on the top. Yes, it's considered more of a bear defense gun, so they want to give you a chance to put a red dot or a scout scope out there farther where it's really quick to pick up.
So, what do you guys think about the price on this one at $13.99? How was that compared to previous production?
They were on the shelves for $10.95. You know, at Cabela's of all places, and you could find them. It wasn't impossible to find them for $9.99, even in Alaska. So it's a little high, it's a little stiff, but you know, it's probably a better made gun. Although once you got into the SBL lines, you didn't really have any problems with the Remlins as much. It was more of the Cowboy and the Dark series had an issue or two at first. And once it was like anything else. Once they cleared it up, they were fine rifles. So it's definitely a high price point. I hope to see them on the shelves at $1,100, if not, $1,150 would be nice. But $13.99 is, and I'm calling them Rugarlins. So for a Rugarlin, it's pretty expensive.
Rugarlin?
I don't like Ruglin. Ruglin's too redneck sounding.
Ruglin.
Rugarlin.
Sounds like something you come down with if you spend too much time in a honky tonk. So yeah, I got a bad case of Ruglin.
Rugarlin is the way to go.
Rugarlin? There you go.
Rugarlin.
How about Margur? I don't know. They're showing up how to identify it. You've got the manufacturer location in North Carolina, the RP proof mark. Ruger made Marlin rifles begin with RM. Go figure. $13.99 is what we're looking at. Threaded barrel, tritium, fiber front sight.
That's an improvement. That's a big improvement because that might be the extra money too, and that's a big deal in bear country. I mean, this is your prototypical bear defense gun. If you're worried about bound bear while you're hiking, this is your number one rifle right here on anybody's list that makes it. this is number one. And so a tritium night sight is a nice touch. It really is.
How many different calibers did they offer it in?
This one's just this one's just 4570. Just this one, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
and
which
then,
is all you need. But yeah. I think they used to have the SBL in other calibers. What Rimland did, they even had the 1894 in 44 mag in this setup. It looks exactly the same, but the smaller action, in the different style action. And I've seen it in 357 mag, 38 special, and stuff like that. But right now, it's only in 44 Magnum. So, or 4570. Excuse me.
I guarantee you guys are going to see the 336s. They'll probably announce that they're going to start shipping this spring, because that's they're 30-30 and 35 Remington. So what are you guys guessing on prices for that? I'm going to say $799. What do you guys think?
$799, $699. $699 was the standard for the 336 in this configuration with the big loop and the laminate stock.
Oh, okay.
So that was like the off-the-shelf price. So I'm looking at $799 for an MSRP. Okay. If they're $899 or more, they're going to be charging a lot. I'm really interested in this 1894. So yeah.
And I can't get any details on it because they don't let you click on it. They just have they don't have the link for it yet, unfortunately. But on the 336s, would a person be better off just buying one of the JL barreled original 336s, like an early 90s 336, like a pre-Freedom Group 336 for that kind of money?
Absolutely.
$800.
Yeah. Absolutely, but you're not going to pay that kind of money for it. You'll probably pay $1,200-$1,300 for that.
Yeah, I figured they probably go up once the announcement of Marlin being bought out and it happened. I'm sure the prices on them skyrocketed overnight. So, the 336's defense set has a 336, and he's got a late production Marlin pre-Ruger 336 that's very smooth, very well finished. I don't see any issues with it at all. It's more of it doesn't have that traditional dark bluing on it. I don't think it's more of a blackened finish, but again, if you want a 336, this is the time to go ahead and get one. Maybe make sure they don't have any production issues with them. Let them work out some of the kinks, and then maybe pick one up in a year once you can actually find one. So, yeah, this will be interesting to see if we actually see them on the shelves, because they've been shipping for weeks now. I don't know where people are picking them up. Maybe you get lucky and place an order on one, and you can get one. So, anyway, yeah, a few people were asking about this one if we knew anything about it. But yeah, I mean, it's at least they're back in production now, and you can continue picking one up instead of just the crazy prices you're going to get over time that you're going to find out if you go on the used market. So, all right, well, guys, we're going to go ahead and call it. It's 10 o'clock. It's been a couple hours. I want to join Sandhills Media up at the Nebraska Deer and Game Expo. Got a couple things I got to do before I can get out there to go hang out with him. I'm not planning on doing any filming or anything. I might talk to some of the vendors and see who's there, but I'm just going there to be there, a part of NFOA, Nebraska Firearms Owner Association, just passing out literature and asking questions and so on, just kind of hanging out with them for a bit. So we're going to do that. But I think before we do that, we'll go ahead and let the panel go ahead and give us their final plugs. So Alaskan, we'll go ahead and give you your final plugs. What do you want to say?
First of all, thanks for having me on and telling people about my channel. And I couldn't sleep, so I got up early.
Hey man, we're here for you.
About 5 a.m. my time.
Yep.
But yeah, so thanks again for having me on, and thanks for letting us talk about these new guns. And I've got some stuff coming out, but I'm going to film on Monday, so hopefully we'll get some good videos out.
Sounds good. Yeah. All right. Okay. Single shot. Anything you want to say before we go?
Well, follow me on Rumble. Son of the Day Wolf. That channel is being built as we speak, so I'm working on that. I'm working on some stuff here at the house. I've got 3 new magazines for my M&P 40, so we're going to do some test firing with that. If it warms up a little bit, it's 8 below here right now, so I still got up there in it and clean up a little bit. So
it's warmer here in Alaska.
I know we're in a balmy. What do we got right now, Lincoln? We're at 10 degrees right now. Snow. We got snow outside. I should hold the camera out the window.
It was 36 here yesterday. 36 degrees here yesterday. It started raining.
Jeez.
Which I hate.
Yeah.
But
that's awesome.
Anyway, folks, take care. God bless. America moves by truck. We'll be talking with you again. Thanks for the invite, Travis. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. All right. Squibload, anything you would say before we go?
Well, I finally stabilized off my caffeine buzz.
Oh, there you go. No more
wow,
switching.
I was going all right of the people irascible earlier. Oh man. yeah. This is what happens, people. I'm already wound up, and
you keep us humble, Squib. You
talk
keep us humble,
loud just because I can't hear. And then you add in caffeine, and then throw in the caliber nobody asked for, and yeah, there you go. So you get the irascible yet lovable on your show. Maybe not so lovable.
Kind of remind me of that uncle that's known for his tough love. That uncle that's like you can learn life lessons from him, and but he's still gonna whoop your butt if you get out of line.
That's what I'll tell MK Outdoor Journals. Say the irascible but lovable squib load, but it's tough love.
Tough lovable, the tough lovable, tough lovable squib load.
I'm usually just not very interested in the new innovative products, and I put quotations around innovative. There's some things on this, and in past episodes, there have been some things that have kind of caught my eye. Actually, I learned a little bit today, just listening to everybody's preferences on stuff and opinions and things like that. And most importantly, Bushmaster does have 450 uppers, standalone uppers, so I could just drop this thing right onto my lower. And I'm good to go. They've got a 20-inch upper and a 16-inch upper in 450 Bushmaster. So thank you for that. I wouldn't have even thought to look over here.
I didn't even know they were making one. So that's
Well, I had one. I had one that I was looking at, and it went out of stock. And I don't even know if they're going to go back into stock. And I kind of wanted an alternative, and I might go this route. So thanks for the assist on that, Travis.
No problem, man. Absolutely. Don't forget, check Bear Creek Arsenal too. They got 10% off on theirs, and so that's might be an option for you. A few of my viewers have the Bear Creek 450 Bushmaster uppers, and they run well, so that's something to consider. So, all right, and then last but not least, we got AWAG. AWAG, anything you want to say before we go?
Check out my channel. I appreciate it if you subscribe. Leave comments. I don't even care what the comments are. I respond to them. I don't care if they're pretty degrading, like, hey, you smell like feet.
Well, if they want to smell your feet, then you probably want to just block those people. But if you
want some socks that'll block that foot odor, I know a company in Utah.
There you go.
No, those are the kinds of people I love having fun with, because they take like videos so seriously. Okay. So I don't know if there's somebody who's actually watching this here, but I had a video way back when I did the PRS Lite review, and some guy said like, too bad you didn't record it on something better. You recorded it with your mom's phone. I was just like, nah, man, I recorded this with my Samsung smart fridge.
I just want to complain about viewers for just a second. I'll put all this time and effort to try to make the best cleaning video I can, and then one of the first comments I get, bro, I got the same toaster.
Yeah.
Dude, I love that cookie jar. I'm like, what?
What did that have to do with the
failed making a video
all day shooting and editing?
It's like, oh my god, my wife's got the same hand towels. It's like, and I'm serious, people. These are the comments. Sometimes I need to just do. I know G-Webs has done this before. You just do a funny things viewers say. I just go through my last 100 comments and just point out the fun stuff we get to take on as content creators. So, and then I'll start talking to them. I'm like, yeah, dude, it's a great cookie jar. It does the job well.
Hey, Wag, here's the thing. When you get a comment like that, go ahead and click on and go to their channel. The very first thing you're going to see is this channel has no videos. On a rare occasion, you'll see that they had 4 videos 8 years ago, or they've got a few videos and they're all them playing video games. They're simply recording their screenplay, because any idiot can do that. Yeah. So those are the kinds of people that make those sorts of remarks. Rarely do you get a remark like that from somebody who does their own videos and they're actually benchmarking you against them. And that's one of the things I push back against, people like that. But I also invite them to get the courage to do what we do.
Yeah. Like, hey, if you think my video sucks, cool, make a better one.
We had one last question out there. This one's coming from William Trader. I wonder if Mossberg discontinued the MVP Patrol line. They're still listed on here. Let's see, MVP series. They've got the Patrol still listed on the Mossberg website. I mean, it doesn't mean that it's still in production, but
is that an option of the Patriot?
No, the Mossberg MVP Patriot. That's the MVP Patrol It's their kind of like their version of like this, like a Ruger Ranch rifle. It's got iron sights on it, shorter barrel. They come in 5.56 or 7.62 NATO, 7.62 by 51, 16.25 inch barrel. They were kind of like the Ruger Ranch rifles before the Ruger Ranch rifles came out. They've got the fluted bolt on them like you see on the Mossberg Patriots. So, and they take their magazine fed. So I'm still seeing them on the website. So it doesn't say that they're no longer available. So I would guess I don't see a lot of them. Like, it's pretty rare you actually see one in a store. I mean, if you look online, you could probably find one, but I did never. I mean, as much as they try to promote them like in ads and stuff, I remember seeing them all the time. You just you never really see them that often. So I don't know. It's cool though, because you kind of get that kind of that ranch gun feel, or that tactical feel out of a shorter bolt action in 308, which is pretty cool. So, and
what's cool about it is the 308 took the LR 308 SR25 magazines and not ACIS. So you could literally have a 25 round magazines to get out of that bolt.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which is nice in their country.
So. Oh God, I can imagine. Yeah. What I like about the Ruger American or the Ruger Ranch in 7.62 by 39, you got the mini 30 mags, and then if you call Ruger and get the 5.56 magazine, well, you can then run 7.62 by 39 AR pattern mags through that bolt action rifle, so you could get 20s and 30s or whatever. That's just kind of fun. I'm just such a big fan of that rifle. But last thing I want to mention here, now they're not a channel sponsor, but we like to give a little shout out. rnldisplays.com. They manufacture these fine wooden gun display stands. They also have a little wall mount that you can get for them also, that the magazine will go on with the bracket. So it's a American-owned, veteran-owned company. So get on over to rnldisplays.com and get your stand. So anything that's got a AR-15 compatible magazine well, you can probably bounce it on here. I even got a 70 CO308 to fit on this thing, and it fits flat. It fits perfectly. So so check them out, rnldisplays.com. Give them a little love over there. They make pistol displays. Yes, they do take Glock mags in case you're curious, and they have pistol displays. So New York Outcast put a plug in there for the link. So there you go. So Foos, where have you been? Do you have a pass? Young man? Where have you been? We are done. Class is over, Foos. We're done. Over. We're done.
Well, yeah. I shoveled snow. I shoveled about 5 or 6 inches of snow this morning.
Okay, so that's a first mistake you made. You should have a snowblower because they're just awesome. Okay, because they're just cool.
Yeah.
The 2 times a year you get to use them. They're the neatest thing next to a chainsaw, in my opinion. People think you're a hero when you have a snowblower. They love you. They do.
Well, I mean, they already love me, so.
No, there you go. But now they'll bring cookies over. They'll give you just anonymous gift cards if you clean off their sidewalk and their driveway. So these are experiences I've had. So yeah. So Foos, is there anything coming out this year that has your interest at all in terms of new guns? Have you seen anything in the videos or the news? Anything got your attention at all that you're interested in?
No. I do kind of want to pick up a PCC at some point this year. Mm-hmm. But as of right now, I don't know if I want like the Ruger PC carbine or do I want the AR style. I know I don't want an AK style.
Oh, because I got an AKV and it's freaking solid, dude. I absolutely love it. It's heavy, but it's the PSA AKV. Mm-hmm. And it takes the CZ Scorpion mags, and PSA makes mags for $17, 35 rounders, and you can get 15 round extensions. So yeah, you're rocking 50 round mags on that monster.
So yeah, that I have looked at the PSA or PSA's AR-15 version. I looked at a couple.
Oh yeah, the ARV.
Yeah.
ARV is pretty neat.
But I'm also looking for parts compatibility. So it's like, well, if you go Ruger, you have to stay with Ruger. If you go with a standard AR-15, there's so many different.
This is true. I mean, because both your AR-15 pattern lowers, you can get them in Glock compatible mags as well as. The Ruger PCC's got the magwell
for Glocks,
part that you can put in for Glock or for Ruger mags, depending on what you got. So
right, but I don't have Rugers and I don't have Glocks. So no matter what kind of PCC I get, I'm going to have to buy mags for. So
but you're probably going to save some money if you go AR pattern too. Maybe a little bit.
This might convince you a little bit to go the ARV route. Is they do take Scorpion mags, and PSA's mags for the Scorpion have steel feed lips, and you load them literally just by putting ammo on the table and just mashing the
and guess what, Foos? I did a tabletop review of the magazines, so head over to my channel and check it out so you can watch that. Yep.
Oh man, I have to actually go watch one of your.
Just type in Travis P11 ARV, yeah, AKV, and the video will pop up.
Hold
so
on.
Yep, you gotta do some research.
I actually have to go to your channel. This is
yeah. You have to actually support me sometimes, Foos. Like I support you. Yes.
No, I watch a lot of your stuff.
No, I know, man. I was giving you a hard time. But yeah, so let's see. Tommy Gunn says the PCC Ruger is a tank. I actually have one behind me. I've got defense stats, and I'm going to do a cleaning video on it. I'm going to take it to the range at some point and shoot it. So I'm pretty excited. So I was going to go take it to the range today, but it's freezing outside. I don't feel like standing out there trying to film and freeze at the same time. So we might go tomorrow when it's 40 degrees or 30 degrees instead of 10.
Well, not only that, but it's probably still snowing.
Yeah, it's kind of drifting a little bit and still blowing out and stuff. I don't know if the sun's starting to come out, so we might get some sunlight here today. Of course, it'll be dark.
Come on, man up. I've filmed at -15 before.
Oh, I have too. I filmed it. Go watch my Desert Eagle video. It was like in the middle of a blizzard when I was filming it. Oh yeah, I've filmed in snow many times, dude. Heck yeah. I used to my Jeep's just running in the background the whole time while I'm filming and shooting.
Don't you love the way the cold affects your camera?
No,
it really does a great job for battery life.
It has not. With mine, I would get everything ready to go, and then I'd get the cameras out and film, maybe 20 minutes of filming just if I'm shooting some targets in different distances, so I didn't have to have it running long.
Oh, okay.
My Sony A5000, that thing is a beast. I've done over 1,000 videos with it, and it still runs. It's amazing. It has a lithium-ion battery. Yeah,
I've drugged the camera and tripod into the deer blind with me, and after hours and hours, you go turn on and battery dead.
Not that anybody cares, but this is a Alpha 5000 that I've been filming videos with for 5 or 6 years. Only problem I'm having is it's been used so much. These were made in Malaysia. Actually, these are not made in China. They're pretty solid for Sony. This is starting to kind of come apart. It's kind of cracking on the bottom. This part's plastic on the bottom, and that's metal where your tripod goes, but it's starting to kind of break up around here. But it doesn't. That's on the frame of the camera itself, the threaded mount for your tripod. But this thing, man, you can film for. I think I filmed for over 2 hours at a time with it. And nice. It's just been, I did all my cleaning videos with it. I bought this supposedly as a refurb from Sony. You can change out the lenses. I've got a longer one, a 35-200 lens with it. I bought this as a refurb from Sony. And when I went to register, it said it was new. So I actually think it looked like it was totally unused when I got it. It was in all the original factory packaging and stuff. This camera's been out for like 6 or 7 years, but it's got you flip the screen up on the back so you can see yourself when you're filming, which is kind of cool.
That's exactly what you want to see.
Absolutely. I've never done a video on this one. Touchscreen, it does have Wi-Fi, so you can transfer pictures and video via Wi-Fi to your Sony account where they'll hold your pictures and video for you. So it's been a hell of a camera, man. I mean, it's a beast. But I don't think I paid $500 for the whole package with the 2 lenses, the case, everything included. So yeah. Anyway, now that we're losing viewers. But anyway, guys, we're going to go and let you go. I don't know what we're going to talk about next week. We should be meeting at our regular time as usual, 8 a.m. Central Time. So, yeah, I think we're all set. So, guys, thanks for joining us. Make sure you subscribe to the Travis P11 channel. I'll be dropping a new video. I usually put videos out on Wednesdays. We'll have I believe, cleaning video for the Rock Island 1911 FS 9mm that I took to the range that belongs to Defense Dad. He's loaning me some of his firearms to make content with, so I'm kind of showing off guns that I've never shown off before. And that thing, that's a great pistol. It's just a lot of fun to shoot. $400. Well, more like $450, but you can sometimes get them for $400. But that's it. So thanks for joining us, guys. I want you to have fun. I want you to be safe. Let's give a shout out to the YouTube side here. We've got Squiblift and New York Outcast and Tommy Gunn and William Trader out there. We've got let's see who else is joining us. Mr. Cypher Monkey out there today. Gunmetal Guy USA Sam of Anarchy 92. We've got some Russians hanging out with us. Despodonia. Pond Woods is out there, or PNW Woods is out there today. Shout out to Defense Dad for joining us, and what Despodonia?
Despodonia is it's a long-term. I'll see you later.
There we go, Despodonia. There we go. So shout out to Single Shot for joining us. Hasta la vista, see you later. Yeah, until we see each other again, literally. Fluffy 10mm Jeep guy, Patrick Pew Pew, X Adam 1 in the house out there. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. Tacos and French Fries was joining in. M. Gabriel was the first person to join in. Always the first person to check in with us. It's always good to have M. Gabriel with us too. So, man, if I miss anybody, I apologize. Mountain View's out there. Mystic Guns watching. Gun Snob's out there. Ozzy Orsborn's out there. You guys have fun at SHOT Show. Take in all the content and see what looks good. Make sure you look around before you get too excited to make sure it's available. But, again, there's a lot of good stuff coming out this year. Storm and Norman, shout out to you, buddy, out there on the West Coast. And Chris Bolus. All right. So thanks for watching, guys. This has been episode, I think, number 219 of Caliber Corner, and we will talk to you later. Have fun, be safe, and as you know, we will talk to you soon.